right, we are back live here on night 2 of the NFL draft. My name is Jake Luke. I'm joined sort of on my screen.
I'll be there in a second.
He'll be here in a second. Benjamin Powders making himself some coffee. It's been a day. It's been a nice day, honestly. We both tied one on a little bit, I think, to varying degrees yesterday and last night. I think my guy who will be joining us in a second had himself a really good, just an overall good day yesterday. It wasn't just a night, but he's feeling good. He's made himself a coffee. He's going to pick himself back up. I'm feeling just fine. Got home from work a couple hours ago, and yeah, we're here and we're ready for night 2. How are we feeling?
Feeling good. Feeling real good. It was a 2 6-pack natty. I actually lied. I do have one left from last night. Got 2 6-packs, 2 tall boys. Sucked all those down. Was a celebration yesterday in Baltimore, and good vibes all around. Obviously, Lamar Jackson makes his mega deal, and we're just living in that world now. So it's fun, man. It's a fun time. The draft was pretty smooth. It felt like it went as long as usual, but the pace of it and the trades and strategies of it, I think, really carried it. I think the 10s through 20s were random enough to keep real entertainment into the 20s. That run on receivers for the kind of the second straight year, we see all the first round guys. Well, it was a different class last year and happened a lot earlier, but watching them go back to back to back to back, I think last year it was either 4 out of 5 or 4 out of 6 picks. We see London and Olave and Wilson and Jamison Williams all come off the board. So similar run there. The Ravens get in on it this time. And man, it's just been a fun day of looking at the fit of Zay Flowers and what a diverse, versatile, and exciting receiving core the Ravens have. And something we've talked about so many times, something I always like is when you kind of have that older vet, that guy that should be in his prime, and then the young buck that you're hoping can come up through. In every single room, you look to have that. So with the Ravens now filling that with Odell Beckham being the wise veteran, we see him on the phone with Zay Flowers. Ravens posting a bunch of stuff. Apparently they're pretty close. Apparently, obviously, Lamar has a relationship with Zay Flowers, South Florida guys. DeCosta, I believe, said that the Ravens got pretty much full info through Lamar's perspective on all the South Florida guys that are, so many receivers that are encompassed in the quote unquote South Florida guys. So Lamar's on board, and which is a little interesting. And maybe, from what Steve Smith's comments were about Rashad Bateman, and remember when they drafted Bateman and Lamar was like, who is that? Is he good? Versus Zay Flowers, it's like, oh, he's like, oh, we live, whatever. So maybe Bateman, I don't know. Maybe I'm just reading too much into it. I am reading it too much into it, but maybe it is a little weird. Steve Smith's comment saying he needs to work over the middle of the field and you're not the prized cow anymore. Weird comments.
Yeah, maybe, but whenever they've been on the field together, which hasn't been really often when you think about it, they've performed well together. That's kind of where I fall back to it naturally. And I could see some weirdness. I could see Rashad being a guy who could have a bruised ego here and there. But
definitely does. Definitely just had a tough time coming into the league with those injuries.
Yeah, true. And he took the shot at DeCosta on Twitter earlier this offseason when DeCosta made the comment about not getting good enough wide receivers. And, he made sort of a comment to the extent of, basically blaming him and the organization for not getting rid of Greg Roman, not using him well enough, not using their guys well enough. And I don't know. I think he has certainly an argument to be kind of pissed off, but at a certain point, you got to put up or shut up. And I don't know. I'm not going to jump on this train that I'm not saying that you are, but some other people kind of are of well, what's the fit here? Do they
I see the fit. I feel like it's a little tiny bit of at least if there's smoke, there's fire to some degree.
Sure. But I don't think he's going anywhere. Right.
No, that would be it would be finally getting to where you were supposed to be after trading away Hollywood. And I know, Cole, who I guess will come on here, but Cole is I don't see similarities. It's hard not to see some similarities, especially even if it is just the size, but I think it's more than that. But it's you finally got back to having 3 functional receivers. Hopefully, it would be insane to trade away Bateman. I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying it's I don't know. It's a little weirdness. Keely Ringo looking fresh to death.
I think it would be insane. You got Beckham on a 1-year deal. who knows what's going to happen there? I hope he retires as a Raven. Like, I hope he has a great year and then they sign him to another deal. And they just make that the long-term thing. And he's kind of your Bolden type for the next 3-4 years. But like, that's no guarantee. And I mean, you got what, 2 more years, 3 more years of control with Bateman with that 5th year option. Like, I think we got to pump the brakes a little bit. I know first round picks, like, you want them to come in and produce right away, but it doesn't always work out that way sometimes.
I mean, it rarely does work out that way. I would say definitely the majority of the time it does not work out that your first round guy comes in and contributes immediately. I think the hit rate in the first round is supposed to be like 40%. So, if you get a guy that starts and is okay, you did a good job in the first round, particularly in the 20s. So Flowers, with that in mind, I mean, I just think that and this is what in the pre-draft, like the right before the draft, we did our preview and I went on with the Zone 32 guys, I was talking with them, and it's like Zay Flowers among this class has the immediate ability of putting, like, I think he had 60 carries at Boston College and averaged like 7 yards a carry. Like, he is a gadget guy at the minimum day one. You can quickly manufacture him touches. Quickly get the ball in his hands. So it was really nice. Matt Harmon of Yahoo Sports, who I don't know if he has any bigger fans than me in the industry. I think he does incredible work. I think he rarely misses on receivers, really always gets to the point, gets into the aspect of that the Ravens, he's like, oh, the Ravens have 3 guys in Beckham, Bateman, and Flowers doing it in college that have a success rate against man coverage over 70%, meaning that average, of course, being 50%. So they have good separators is what that means. And I was like, well, I asked him, I said, what about zone? You're likely to get a much heavier dosage of zone with Lamar. That's been the case. It always will be. Maybe in a Monken offense, we see things switch up a little bit and Monken can manufacture some man, but he said all 80% better against zone. So against press, they're all 70%, either zone or man combined in that too. So it's like, you have 3 receivers that can beat press, that can play against man coverage, that go find soft spots against zone coverage, separate against man, go find space and make plays through zone. So to me, that says you have smart and athletic receivers, like explosive and high IQ receivers. They understand how to attack their first step at the line of scrimmage against press. They understand how to find space against zone, and they have enough nuance and explosiveness to be able to separate. So very exciting times. Now the draft is kicked off here. We got Roger. We got a Ravens jersey with a Ravens belt here in the front row. And, man, it's just fun possibilities all around. And I think Cole might have tweeted earlier. He said, Mark Andrews is the forgotten guy. Everyone's talking. Like, no one's talking about him. The more you have it in the receiver room, the better Mark Andrews is, I think. You have to try to take – I still think you're trying to take Mark Andrews away. If you're game planning – against this team, you're going to say, all right, well, Lamar is excellent over the middle of the field. That's what he does best, is throw to that big guy, and I'm going to go take that away. And then when that doesn't work, suddenly you can't do that anymore, and it's going to open things up for Andrews. Yeah, plus Antonio Brown joining the Ravens.
Right, of course.
I mean, just fantastic here. We're excited, man. They have Antonio Brown, Zay Flowers, who's basically Hollywood Brown. They've got all the Browns coming in.
Yeah, no, it's great. I mean, Antonio Brown, what a fucking lunatic. Sick of his act. And then you're gonna get the most out of Mark Andrews for sure. That was kind of where my thought went. Like, it just, like, last season, it was just so obvious who the go-to guys were, and like the Ravens telegraphed it. I mean, what were you expecting? Do you think people were really going to respect, like, I know Isaiah likely had his moments, but do you think people were going to respect him in that way? Like, do you think people were going to respect some of these options he had around Bateman in that way? Like, no, they weren't. And I mean, you got to be multiple at these positions, or at least at pass catcher in 2023. And it just didn't feel like they were ready for that. Like, it just felt like, we got our one option, and then
they had enough at the beginning of the season and had no depth. They had no depth.
Yeah, no, there was no depth at all. I mean, that was sort of partially my concern. And I don't know. I mean, like, Demarcus Robinson was a perfectly capable veteran, and I wouldn't even mind them bringing him back at this point, and then just kind of saying see ya to James Prochet and whatever. But I don't know. Like that was fine, but other than that, it's like who did you have? You were claiming Sammy Watkins off waivers halfway through the season. I mean, that's a disaster, and we've talked about it ad nauseum in the last 24 hours.
They had to claim Des Bryant. They had to bring in Deshaun Jackson. Like over the last couple of years,
This stuff is a disaster. Like it's an unmitigated disaster, and I love DaCosta, and I think he's done a tremendous job overall. And more than that, I just think he's a great human being, and I'm glad he's leading the way here. But I mean, that's just a gross miscalculation. And I mean, what I do respect is he's tried to fix it through the draft. He's tried to do what Ozzie didn't do, because Ozzie got gun shy and, you know, kind of overvalued defense a little bit. He's tried to fix it through the draft, but like, guess what? It hasn't worked. And now he's sort of recognized that it hasn't worked, and he made the move for Beckham, which allows him to supplement yet another move, which I honestly think is going to work. I'm getting good vibes here with Zay Flowers.
There's no pressure on Zay Flowers. Like of the rookies they've drafted, like Bateman, very high expectations. The injury happens, you know, trying to play catch up. Hollywood, ton of pressure for sure. That I think came to the breaking point of, you know, the Colts game. What's the point of all your soldiers? Like clearly that's when his frustrations over the first 2 years.
He weirdly kind of lived up to it when he was on the field in 2019, and it didn't fully materialize.
No, it did not. So I feel like Flowers is coming in. There's no stress of a Lamar contract situation. There's no weirdness. There's no tension. The backs are settled. The offensive line's quiet. It's really rounded out into form. So, you know, I guess where does the pressure lie? To me, Todd Monken, I guess, is the man who needs to produce and go show that he updated his game at Georgia and was able to bring in even more concepts and play calling sequences to be successful and translate them to the NFL. He's got all the toys. You've got all the toys, Mr. Monken. So, hey, I don't think they're done yet. We haven't even mentioned Nelson Aguilar. You know, Nelson Aguilar is a fine veteran receiver that can live in the slot, can play a little outside for you. You know, that is a great depth move.
Our guy, Brian Phillips, big Patriots guy, likes Nelson Aguilar a lot, and he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, Aguilar's a pro. At this point, you've got, 4 first-round picks now? You have 4 first-round receivers.
Yeah.
And while, like Vaz says that a lot and, gets flack for it sometimes, but it's like it's 4 first-round receivers that have sustained, the 3 that have played have sustained some level of success, look good, look the part of a first-round pick at some point in their career. Aguilar, obviously had his struggles, but, produced in the playoffs and had a nice season on the Raiders, whatever. So you've got competent NFL caliber receivers all around. And the Ravens, I think the Ravens are blowing. They said Zay Flowers is their number 1 receiver. I think that's a little BS slightly. I think they did have them lumped. And again, yesterday I said, I've got this spreadsheet, who knows, of what the Ravens, apparently what they're targeting on day 1, day 2. And they did have Flowers in this, number 2 to Jackson Smith and Jigba. So we'll see. We'll see who they target. If they don't take someone on this sheet maybe later, then we'll see. That according to that, the Ravens also had Bryce Young as a good starter, Stroud as an average to good starter, and then Levis ahead of Richardson, both as depth or year 2 starters. So we'll see how that plays out. But they did take Flowers over Addison, so maybe most likely just a coincidence. I think they've got their stuff airtight, but I'm looking at this little Excel sheet here and curious to see what happens on day 2.
Yeah, I mean, they also had their board get broadcasted on television too. So I mean, people trying to pull the old zoom in and enhance move there. Pretty sure you can't actually make that work, but it was fun to try. So yeah, I don't know. It's going to be an interesting night. Steelers pick is in. I mean, they have to be taking Joey Porter here.
Brian Branch wouldn't shock me. But they've had struggles at corner. This could be the Steelers' get-right draft of positions that have haunted them because they've been atrocious at tackle and they've been atrocious at corner. And it's too cute to pass up for an organization like the Steelers. So I would think it would be either Branch or Porter would be the pick here.
I'm going to predict Porter. I think yeah, it would be cute. It would be, but
there we go. We got Gully Squad in the comments. We can spoil them tonight. We don't have to live and die by the sword on night 2. Yeah. But yeah, Joey Porter Jr. is a Steeler, so that kind of pisses me off.
I kind of like it. Let's keep the the
child Spencer hates it. Like young Spencer, that infuriates. I appreciate the story of it. Well, it's going to be super cute for them.
I like it because it brings me back to those days. Like it keeps this rivalry alive a little bit. It's been on life support at certain points. I think it's always fun to go to those games, and like the weeks themselves are great. And like the win at Heinz Field was awesome last year. And then obviously you had Pickett kind of breaking our hearts in week 18 there. So it was, it's not a great spot, I wouldn't say. So get some
Gully Squad says he really doesn't want a round 2 corner run, and that's what's exactly is going to happen. The cornerbacks are going to fly off the board.
There's a lot of guys,
There's the talent of this class is in these corners. We got Tommy Wilkins' thoughts on the Levis situation, and I think it's funny that if I had to pick someone that goes to the green room and doesn't get picked on night 1, doesn't come back, like to me, I'm willing to maybe put a wager down that Will Levis shattered a cell phone against the hotel wall that he's staying in last night. Like I feel like he went back to his room and raged. Or
he doesn't want to pull a Gino and have to put wear the pullover sweater over the one shirt that he brought to radio.
I think he would be okay to find some clothes if he wanted to go. I mean, him not going's fine, but I feel like everything I've heard is that he just rubbed teams the wrong way. I think the context of, this year he was playing hurt and
his body language was not great last night either.
No, definitely not.
I felt bad for him, but he does seem like he's got some growing up to do.
Certainly. And he is an older prospect. So let's see if Hendon Hooker goes ahead of him. I would think that people were considering the Lions. Lions, I feel like, are all in on Goff. Maybe I'm wrong there. Raiders, probably taking Hooker or Levis, I would guess. Rams, the other one. I don't know. Rams are one that keeps getting linked. If McVay's really mulling retirement still and stuff, it was kind of a surprise that he came back. I was slightly surprised he came back. Got to go get someone you hope can make an impact with Matt Stafford. Got to try to get the ship back right now.
Feels like a comparable too, 6'3", big arm, can move around a little bit.
Right. But I think, I don't know. I could see them taking one, but to me, McVay coming back does not want to take a backup quarterback, and he doesn't care what Will Levis might be in year 3 or year 4. And the Rams are just desperately going to try and scrape. They're in a dog. Matt Stafford could very well end up being the best quarterback in the NFC next year. The NFC is barren of quarterback talent. It is completely devoid. It is the great black abyss of nothingness. I mean, you got
adds Bryce, or I guess the AFC has CJ Stroud, and then the NFC gets Bryce Young. So,
right, Bryce Young might be the 3rd or 4th best quarterback in the NFC, and might not even be that great and still get that. So, very, very curious to see what the Rams do in that exact conversation. And looks like we got Rappaport saying the Cardinals are now talking trade possibilities at number 33. To me, that screams oh my God, please someone that's Rappaport being their mouthpiece. Please someone call the Cardinals right now.
Yeah, for sure. The clock is way shorter on day 2 as well. So that's tougher to swing.
Yes. But that makes no sense. If you're pick 33, you had all day to do it. Titans trading up. All right, there we go. Will Levis a Titan is my guess.
Yeah, it has to be it.
And kind of a similar guy to Tannehill, honestly.
Unless they take Hooker and keep him in state.
That would be funny.
It would be.
It would be funny. See Levis end up being
the same age as Ryan Tannehill, too.
Almost. He's going to be 26 during the 2023 in January, before this regular season's over. Hooker will be 26 years old.
So he's
age isn't a skill, size isn't a skill, but very, very strange.
That COVID, man.
Has to be for Levis, I would think.
Yeah. Their war room does not look very excited, so I'm going to assume it's Levis.
It was an owner decision that they
Rand Carthen does not look like he made that pick, nor Vrabel.
There's a lot of noise that the Titans were trying to trade up for Stroud.
Yeah.
Titans are taking Will Levis, number 33. There we go. Now that's all over with. Now we don't have to talk about Will Levis anymore.
That feels right.
Yeah, he goes to like the video the other day. He's talking to the Manning brothers. They did some little, I don't know what the right word is. Let's call it an academy for all the rookie quarterbacks of this class. And they had an open Q&A forum, and it was like, Anthony Richardson, what do you think the most, like, between the two of you, what are the most valuable, like, pieces of advice you have about leadership at the NFL level? Hendon Hooker asked some other, like, leadership related question. And then Will Levis goes, so how do you, like, handle the marketing side of things? Like, what advice do you have for that? And, like, how to not, like, blah, blah, blah. And everyone was just shitting on him. And so him getting to go to Nashville and be Mr., blonde hair, blue eyed Southern boy. Well, I guess he's from PA, but whatever. Go to Nashville and get into that swing of things. They're going to have that sick new stadium. So go party your tail off, Will Levis. Go have fun in Nashville.
Pull a Ryan Leaf. Go out with the boys.
Is RDT happy with that pick?
We just put that in the group chat, so we're gonna have to see. I don't know that he's gonna be. I think he's kind of down on the Titans, like just wholesale right now.
I agree. It might give it. He tweeted, "God damn it!" So
group chat, damn it. That's I said Will Levis, Eric, and he just wrote back, "Damn it."
There we go. RDT displeased generally. And I do like Levis. Tape wise, again, tape is great, but got to know the person. And 2021 for him, moved through the pocket much better than he did in 2022. Able to be quick in flow underneath, sharp, strong arm, able to penetrate the air and hit tight throwing windows underneath. I'm pretty sure he had like the exact same completion percentages as Bryce Young in the same conference. I'm waiting for Roger to announce here.
It's kind of soft that he didn't go back. I think it's good vibes when you go back and, you get introduced Geno, Drew Lock, things of that nature. I know it didn't work out for those guys, but Darius Slay was one of them that went back. Worked out for him.
I mean, the Titans had to be telling him, we're coming up to get you.
Yeah.
So whatever. No one will remember, but I agree. It is soft. SAWFT soft.
Yeah, that's tough. Come on, man. Kansas City to Nashville. That's not, you drive that.
I just heard Mel referring to Vinny Serrano, I think.
Vinny.
So now we've got Levis, Stroud, and Richardson with Trevor Lawrence in the South.
Promising.
Big Baker, baby.
He really does look like that. I hadn't really thought about that until you
Baker ran a ton at Oklahoma and then was just not that athlete in the NFL, which is weird because I feel like a lot of quarterbacks have been like weirdly able to rely more on athleticism in the NFL than they have in college lately. Like Justin Fields was not a, prolific runner at Ohio State. He didn't really try to be. It's like he busted runs. I'm not saying he wasn't, effective, but like he was a fucking menace on the ground last year. He was one of 3 quarterbacks ever run for 1,000 yards. So I feel like that was weird to me about Baker, and Levis did have apparently he has a very bad toe injury that still is messing with him. Like something messed up happened. I was hearing that earlier on NFL Network, they were saying that basically, that toe raised flags for teams. And I don't think they make that stuff up.
Yeah, no, I get it. But I don't know, like I wouldn't say worst case scenario he's Tannehill, but like maybe he's like Tannehill with like light. And like that's fine. Yeah.
I mean, he's someone that you want. It's very similar to Tannehill. He has a huge arm. He probably has a lot more velocity than Tannehill. He actually tied Baker's velocity record at the combine, but it's going to be play action. It's going to be putting him on the move a little bit and then giving him the ability to bail, putting him in movement so he can go, take the corner, take the edge. I don't know. It has to be exciting for Titans fans a little bit. Go get a quarterback in there. They do feel like a world of suck right now.
Yeah, I mean, they're not going to win a Super Bowl this year, so like, why not have him and Malik Willis just duke it out and like see what happens? Like, I wouldn't be against that.
I feel like Malik Willis is dead. Like,
yeah, no, it doesn't seem great, but like, if Tannehill's going to go to the Falcons, for instance, like if that somehow happens, and you just have two young guys just battle that out. And if it doesn't work out, then Caleb Williams.
Interesting. I never thought about that. Tannehill to the Falcons.
Yeah, that just seems like the Falcons seem like they're trying to win the Super Bowl this year, but they have no quarterback. Like, why would they not just Arthur Smith make that move? Maybe the Titans won't do it, but
so the Lions have now taken a running back, a linebacker, and a tight end.
I
Two of which from Iowa.
I owe you an apology, Sam LaPorta. I am not familiar with your game.
Breaks a ton of tackles after the catch. He's like he's not even 6'4", I don't think. He's a big slot. He's a big slot.
You're doing my Irish Catholic king wrong here. He's got to go here at some point.
Indy would make some sense.
That would be good. Get a young quarterback and a tight end to throw to. Give them that middle of the field safety valve. I always like that move.
Yes. Let them grow together. They take their second team reps in their rookie camp together and are, picking up that chemistry.
Yep. We saw it happen.
We definitely did. Rams also as well makes sense for Mayer. I mean, they got Higbee, but go add another in there. Rams need a fucking running back, right?
Yeah.
Charbonnet?
Could be.
That would make sense.
Yeah. I would have thought Gibbs would have been there for them, but I guess not.
Yeah. Brad Holmes was saying that they were prepared to take Gibbs at 6 if they didn't get the trade back. That would have caused 10 times more pandemonium. Raiders traded up. Hendon Hooker, I'm guessing then. Thor Nystrom tweeting out, free Malik Willis.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't know if it's going to happen.
I definitely was guilty. I was guilty of Willis's athleticism and his big arm very similarly, and how crazy he was. Although the rave at the Senior Bowl,
third round gamble, but it just didn't like he didn't.
I thought he would go in the first round. I thought it'd be him or Pickett. Be like a top 20 pick.
I did too, but then he goes in the third, and then he just looked small last year. Like I don't know what it was. Like
he didn't look confidently athletic or able to have anything competent going as a passer. So jumping the Rams. For the Raiders.
You want to carry us for a minute?
Sure thing. LaPorta goes over Michael Mayer. Wow. The Raiders take Michael Mayer. So they jumped the Rams to take Michael Mayer. Very interesting. There we go. Link that one. That'll be a fun one. There you go. Jake's Irish Catholic King off the old board there. So Rams adding someone they think can make an impact in the pass game. Hopefully pick up the run game a little bit. And the Raiders. Jeez. Hopping them. So now Rams, we'll see. We will see. I mean, a corner, maybe a Cam Smith. Makes sense. Traded away Jalen Ramsey. That's what I just don't. So I just don't understand the Rams. I don't get it. I don't get trading away. I guess maybe Ramsey just wanted out of there. And I heard some rumors that he was a nightmare the year they won the Super Bowl. And then it was ironic that McVay had this awesome biopic article, bio article on ESPN, 5,000 word thing where a reporter goes and lives with him and says that they wouldn't have won the Super Bowl without Ramsey's leadership. But from what I was told from a source of a player on the team, that Ramsey just never showed up for any meetings, not team meetings, not positional meetings, didn't go to meetings. And then other top paid players stopped showing up to meetings. McVay wasn't showing up to practice. He was working from home, quote unquote, to the point where other coaches had to call him, which is in the article, be like, hey, you got to come back in. And I don't know how they won a Super Bowl. It's nuts. Aaron Donald. That's why. Cooper Kupp, Aaron Donald. And of course, Jalen Ramsey is damn good, even if he doesn't go to meetings. So there we go. Hooker in play. What do we got in the comments here? Hooker in play for the Rams, for the Saints. I could see Hooker on the Saints. That looks right. I can imagine him in the jersey. So cornerbacks still on the board. Cam Smith, DJ Turner, Julius Brents. We'll see where those guys land. I would imagine next 10, 15, 20 picks we see those three start to fall off the board. Cam Smith would be freaking sweet for the Ravens. Would be very sweet if for some reason he's the one to drop. So there we have it. And Mayer gonna quote unquote replace Darren Waller. Mayer probably projects to be a little more in line. I don't know. I like Mayer. I think he could be a Jason Witten is what they're putting on the screen. I don't like that. I think he's a lot more mobile than Jason Witten. And I think he's nowhere near as polished of a blocker coming out. So, Zeej, how likely is it for the Ravens to trade up if a guy like Cam falls? I don't know. It's tough. I from what we were told earlier in the day, the Ravens do not want to wait until that pick. That's what we were told. They have no interest in waiting until the 80s. So we'll see. They always have the resources. We've got G-Man 999. You always got the resources. You got future picks. You can always trade a fourth next year and your third this year, and especially if you find a willing suitor. Once you get into like the 40s and 50s and 60s, the difference between the like 58 and 65 and 86 is negligible to the point of, it could be a fifth next year, a sixth next year, swapping picks, something like that. Zeej, it feels like they want a starting corner. Yeah. The question, if it's corner though, that's why I don't know that trading up for a corner. We'll see. We've got 50 picks left, so there are a lot of corners I think that could be starters in year one. A lot, especially taller guys that fit the Ravens prototype that have those 32-inch arms and are over 6 foot and towards 200 pounds or over, and ran well and all that stuff. They really love their prototypes, so that's why it's tough to think corner is the reason they trade up. Jalen Armour-Davis, I think, works well. We have Gully Squad here. Jalen Armour-Davis, to me, works the vertical plane well, just doesn't, like, man coverage is fine, just needs time in terms of visioning to the football and identifying route concepts and stuff. It seems like he was super unsure, and then when they had to throw him into the fire due to injury early in the season, they just were like, he's way too overwhelmed. We gotta get him off the field. We gotta redshirt this guy. So I think he's gonna fight. I like Brandon Stephens, man. Brandon Stephens, the issue to me is that same thing, but they kind of just, whenever he comes in on the outside, they ask him to play trail tech really exclusively because he has that incredible recovery speed and athleticism, and he can go recover to the catch point. I just don't feel like they're super confident he'll have enough coverage versatility in different concepts, playing off, visioning and transitioning and recognizing stuff underneath. So similar kind of issue. And you would think that, year 3 for him would start to pick things up. And again, he was a safety his rookie year. They moved him around a little bit. So big offseason for Brandon Stephens to go compete and prove that he belongs on the field and maybe hold someone off. So I like Stephens a lot. The physicality's there. I think he, was a bold pick, and I think that he's played well enough in limited snaps relative to him being a running back convert to getting on the field as a second-year guy at cornerback after being a safety in year 1 and getting on the field. So I like Brandon Stephens, man. I think he's got a good shot to have a big progression this offseason. He's got to be living. He's got to be living there. He's got to be living in the castle and getting ready to rock and roll with McDonald's defense, which again, they were able to intercept so many balls early and kind of take teams by surprise because it felt like they were using the shuffle slide technique with their butts turned toward the sideline and their eyes to the quarterback so they could go play the ball. And that's the other thing. Yeah, Rock is in. I don't have a guarantee. I don't think we've had any sources tell us it's a guaranteed thing, but it just would make an endless amount of sense. Look at the Fuller deal from last year. It feels just like that. And of course, Fuller goes down in week 1, but makes a ton of sense.
An active player too. He's kind of that have gone will travel type slot, I feel like. So he's another guy that's kind of in the mix there too.
For sure. Pepe Williams is still there. We'll see. I'm not a huge Pepe guy. I think he's kind of limited he's like a 170-pound linebacker to me in many ways. So we shall see. The Lions fans are absolutely spiraling. Lions remind me of the Orioles.
That's a good call.
What do we got on the Rams here? I'm not seeing this pick coming in.
Steve Avila, TCU.
Okay.
Not familiar with this game.
Weird pick. I don't know. Go get a guard. Whatever. Very weird.
Rams are kind of just doing their own thing, I feel like.
I don't know what the hell they're doing. They're in a weird spot. Vibing. Yeah, Avila fits this draft class. A lot of big boys that can play in a gap scheme, drive guys off the ball. You see the combo. You'll see a bunch of combo blocks on here as they're going through his tape. Big mofo, and came off the board before Osiris Torrance. That's what I tweeted. My nightmare scenario was Hendon Hooker or Osiris Torrance. So Torrance still not coming off the board here. Avila, I think, is a little more aggressive game than Torrance in ways. But Cole likes this guard class. I don't know. It's whatever. Obviously not any super top-end talent. I love when guys like Ari Minov tweet things like, Steve Avila got a ton of buzz late. All right. Trade. Falcons are on the clock. Seahawks traded back with the Falcons. Trades and strategies going crazy here.
Yeah, where are you, Cole? Trades and strategy. Well, I guess he is tired of talking about them, so
he's exhausted.
He just wants to watch the guys they pick.
Yeah, and G-Man, again, I think we talked about this yesterday, but Kirk Herbstreit says he loves the Gibbs pick. They clearly don't like Swift. They clearly want nothing to do with Swift, like organizationally. And you go back and watch Hard Knocks, and like it was what's his name, Deuce Staley, like constantly saying like, we need you, like this is how you need to finish runs. This is how you need, like this is the player you're capable of. Like there was an air of like they want him to do things a certain way, and he wasn't getting it done. Derek Hall.
It happens. I mean, the Ravens with Tyson Williams, like the guy was a capable player, and it just didn't click off the field.
So wait, we're getting that the Falcons traded up?
This must be. I think the broadcast is probably behind. That's how
it must be Indy.
Day 2.
Seahawks took Derek Hall. I like Derek Hall a lot. Seahawks are having a mean draft. Mean draft. They had Devin Witherspoon. Derek Hall is a awesome run defender. Awesome brick shit house long. Can play in space.
Russell is just the gift that keeps on giving, man.
He certainly is.
I think the Colts are going to.
I mean, the Broncos are so fucked.
They are. They're in a bad spot. I don't know if Sean Payton and Russell are going to be a chemistry a match either.
I mean, they paid Payton so much, he probably doesn't care who the hell the quarterback is.
He might bench him at a certain point.
Crazier is, I mean, look at Carson Wentz, got a massive deal. They're done with him, 2 years later. So It is possible.
Sean Payton, like, I don't want to fuck around here. Like, if you're going to be like filming weird TikToks talking about how you care a lot and like all this kind of nonsense, like, let me just get you out of here and get my own guy. This is my second act.
The stuff about his best friend dying did make some sense.
Whose?
Russell Wilson became super close. I think he might have been with Exos. It was like a guy that went to got a PhD at Stanford or something, and I can't remember all of the specific names and details of it, but essentially he formulated a way of thought that is like a athletics psychiatry, athletic psychiatry, like performance behavior psychiatry.
Mhm.
And it was something about, it was called like the neutral or neural based thinking. And it was like some weird thing about like a combination of breathing and daily routine to like never allow negative thought or really positive thought to get into your head, like into your actual internal dialogue. Apparently that like is what Russell subscribed. He went to, I think, Exos, might have been Exos for his pre-draft stuff. Met
Mhm.
this guy. This guy gets him into that. They end up becoming really close all this time. The guy ends up getting a brain tumor, and this guy has been like helping Russell like mentally get through life with this neutral or neural-based thinking, whatever it's called. And then he just passed away like 2 years ago. And apparently Russell's just been like a wreck ever since then. Mentally, and like he's like trying to continue like putting on the facade of that he's been able to uphold that same thought process ideology, and he hasn't. And I don't know, it made sense. You can just see something's a little different in his eyes, like he's fully gone into the character versus like I feel like when he was younger he was the person that he's now portraying, and now it's like a shell of who he was.
Yeah, there was definitely a little more, I'd say a lot more authenticity when he was younger. Like he was kind of just like a boring sort of all football type guy, and like in a good way. And I think he sort of took that all football, all family thing and just sort of really kind of made it into a character, to your point. But he also like wants to be kind of a cool guy too, and it just didn't like it's not really working out.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens if they can right that ship. Falcons take Matthew Bergeron out of Syracuse. Not someone I watched a ton of tape on, but what do they have? Caleb McGreary and Jake Matthews. I guess Jake Matthews is getting a little older.
Yeah, he's been around for a while now.
Chris Lindstrom on the inside. Who else?
The drafting, they have a quarterback. They're ready to go.
They're rolling with Ritter. They're rolling with freaking Ritter, man.
See how that works out for him.
I think he can operate Arthur Smith's offense.
Yeah, like he gives another guy that gives me Tannehill vibes. Like he could be fine.
How old is Jake Matthews? Let's see here. He is
in
31.
Because he was the same draft class as Johnny, I think, when they played together.
They had Drew Dahlman at center. I think they might have had an injury. Chris Lindstrom, Caleb McGreary, Jake Matthews. And then maybe they're sliding him into guard. We'll see. But yeah, drafting big boys. This is, like I said, this is the return of 1990s football. This is that class.
And now the Ravens are going the other way.
Exactly.
Taking a bunch of wide receivers and signing Odell Beckham.
Yep. They're in prime 2017.
Zig when they zag. Boss is going to go all in and be like, no, they need to start. They need to start.
The Panthers took Jonathan Mingo. I fucking just made, oh my God. I think I had 160 to win like 290 on Mingo going top 50. Let's fucking go. So Bryce Young will have Mingo, Thielen, Laviska Shenault, DJ Shark, Terrace Marshall. Not a bad group, and they can probably add a tight end.
Yeah, I mean, Thielen obviously headlining that group, so I love to see that.
Thielen, I think, is so due to just completely fall off a cliff. I can't imagine it.
I love that. I love you're zeroing in on Thielen.
I have my ears burn when I hear his name. I know he's not gonna be able to punch it in much longer.
Hayden Hurst. Also.
Tweeting in all caps for the rest of the night, I think.
Why?
Just how I feel. That's just how I feel.
I use all caps for our quoting software. So like I'll Teams message people in all caps sometimes. You're like, oh shit, sorry. I'm not mad at you.
Sorry, I'm not trying to square up in the parking lot later.
Yeah.
All right. Into the 40s we go. Once more into the breach, dear friends. Hendon Hooker would make a lot of sense here.
Who's up? New Orleans? Yeah.
Yep. Jalen Hyatt, I could just see. I don't know why. That would look right to me.
Maybe the Saints will trade up and take them both. Just be a very Saints move. Just run that credit card up.
We have not had a prolific run on corners yet. Trades and strategies being discussed in Owings Mills. I'm looking at both of the Youngs, Byron Young, Brian Young, outside of corner. I'm looking at my boy Derek Hall is off the board. Apparently, a lot of buzz on him to be a first-round pick, so Spielberger says. Spielberger really is blown up. He's like on TV all the time now.
Good for him.
Yeah, great guy. We love Brad.
Yeah, started with us. I mean, he
did start with us, and he was so complimentary of us. He loved us too. We know he loves us.
Yeah, we got to get him back on.
Talk on the especially Lamar contract because he nailed it. Absolutely nailed it.
Exactly.
Brian Branch not going in the top 40 was not on my bingo card. I would say him and JSN are the two that I've missed on here. Thought Branch would sneak into the top 15 to top 20. And thought JSN was a top 15 Lackarooney. I think I said 15 or 16.
You remember Tyvon Branch?
Tyvon Branch. No, I don't.
I loved him. Strong safety, I think, for the Raiders back in the day.
Oh, the big fella.
Yeah, he was sick.
He was great in Madden. Yes.
That's what it is. I don't remember much. I'm not super familiar with his game on the real field, but in Madden, he was something. It's the Vince McMahon. He was special.
He most certainly was. I'm going to step away for just a moment here.
Wonder why Gonzalez slipped to 17. Sounds like it was health related. But Ravens loved him. Ravens really, really loved him. So that was surprising. It sounded like, I don't know if I'd say it sounded like they were close to trading up. But Jeff Z started to tweet about it a little bit, and I started to get a little bit of a, oh boy, is this going to happen? And then I'm honestly glad it didn't. I'm wanted them to go all in on wide receiver this offseason. They did. And I do want them to acquire a starting corner still, but I also feel like you could sign Yasin. You could maybe even bring back Peters and be fine. If you do Peters, I probably would want another move as well. Maybe one in the draft too, but I don't know. I trust them to figure it out at cornerback more than I do at wide receiver is the way that I look at it. Jonathan Mingo, he's just going to be another A.J. Brown, isn't he? That is exactly what he looks like. Thanks. Yeah. Got, repping the boys. Repping the boys. There are a couple of different ones of these that you can get. You can get a Lamar Andrews one. Get some other good ones. Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. I can see Peters. I can see Peters playing better than he did last year. And even like last year, he had his moments. Like, he's still got the playmaking gene. I feel like when you have the playmaking gene, it takes a while to go away. Even Ed Reed, when he was slowed down, he still like would pick balls off here and there, just be around the ball. Still doing big Truz? That's still a thing. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Like I think he did turn around by the end of late last season. And then he had the fumble recovery against New England. That was kind of like that first big play that he made in the year. He had looked a little shaky coming off that injury. And then he obviously had the blow up in the Bills game on Harbaugh, which seemed like it was productive. I mean, the way that both of them talked about it after the fact, it seemed like they needed to get some stuff off their chest. Hug it out, bitch. That is what men say to each other after a fight.
All right. What do we got here?
Saints pick is in.
Matt Harmon says, Jonathan Mingo's reception perception profile is extremely similar to Amon-Ra St. Brown. but he's bigger and faster.
Mm.
All right, where the Twitter is not catching up on the picks as quick as this, which I like to see.
Yeah.
Isaiah Foski,
Huh.
the Irishman, two of them coming off in 5 picks for you, Jake. There you go.
Love that.
I hate Foski. Glad to see him gone.
But you love to watch him leave.
Derek Hall guy. Similar players, Derek Hall, made of metal. Isaiah Foski, not.
Made of aluminum.
Aluminum. So they add Brian Bresee. They add Isaiah Foski.
Roman Harper. Love the gray hair.
Another Madden legend. You could always find him in free agency.
Yep. Follows literally everyone on Twitter, too. I always love the reactions from the fans.
Who doesn't love it?
My favorite is the one of the Miami Dolphins fan from like 10 years ago. It's like, yeah, okay, all right. Just kind of
had no idea.
Yeah, just shrug it like, okay, all right. We've all been there.
Foski has that's such a cheap 26.5 sacks.
Listen to you hating.
Absolutely hating. All right. Corners still available. Frazier boy got swag. That comment in the Flowers presser has me feeling we're going to grab Tank Dell. If they draft 2 sub 5'10 receivers, I'll get angry. I'll get mad. Size isn't a skill, but let's be real. Let's be real here. Plus, at that point,
it is a trait. I mean,
Ravens trading up for Brian Branch makes way too much sense. That would be awesome. Brian Branch might be picked to replace Budda Baker here. Budda
that's going to go.
Does Branch fit well on the outside, though? This was what's funny to me. Louis Reddick was like describing about how it's like the Chuck Clark graphic where it's like he played 37 snaps of outside linebacker, five of defensive line, 112 of linebacker, blah, blah, blah. It was like, he's such a weapon. He can line up on the outside for you. Played 24 snaps of outside corner. Like, that is fucking nothing. That is, any safety ends up playing, like, most safeties end up playing that many snaps. It doesn't mean super versatility. Do I think Branch can play some outside corner? Probably not. Probably not. I think he's a nickel. He's a safety. He's kind of like, to me, he reminds me a lot of Jalen Petrie last year, who ended up having a nice year for the Texans, but is just bigger and a more sure tackler, and maybe a little less, I don't want to say he's less aggressive, but less risky in the angles he takes and stuff. So I think he's playing safety, playing nickel, playing in the box, playing blitzing, fitting the run for you, covering receivers in the, trip. He's going to line up in the trip side, and he's going to sort out underneath, and can play some deep half, things like that. But don't think he's going to end up. Oh yeah, Gill. Yeah, exactly. Like Petrie. Yep. Great minds do think alike. So that's Brian Branch to me. I mean, he's a safety nickel corner slot, in that sense. I like Keely Ringo, man. I like Keely Ringo a lot. Arizona taking Ojulari. I like Ojulari. Ojulari's my guy. Black belt certified. Great hand usage. Knows what he's doing. But Keely Ringo, man, I like him a lot. I think it's really hard to watch tape against Georgia or Georgia tape and not see him do freak things and not feel like he's an incredibly talented athlete and football player that still is a little bit figuring it out. I really could see him in a cover 3 defense more so, in a Pete Carroll defense, Dan Quinn defense. I think those would be amazing fits, but there are elements of that in McDonald's defense as well. So taking him and signing a veteran corner would be sick. I like Ringo. I like Ringo very much so. Stiffer. I don't think he's like box stiff. I don't think he's like, oh my God, he's so stiff. Obviously, I wouldn't like him if I thought that, but definitely capable. Definitely a big boy. Can hit insane top speeds in games. Combine definitely was underwhelming, and you don't love to see that, especially at the cornerback position where those guys are track athletes. He can press, he can punch, and was tasked with some really tough dudes out there. Still super young. He's gigantic. So he was in a pretty diverse scheme in Georgia. Just didn't have a lot of ball production. Not someone you want to rely on their back pedal a ton. Just a little nuance, some things, definitely some things to work on. Think he can get beat, but we'll see. I mean, getting him, the Ravens were to trade up into, the top of the 3rd round, something like that. I could see it. It's freaking huge, man. Plays huge, but also can fly. So absolutely toolsy, absolutely able to function in Georgia's defense. Georgia DBs are weird. Georgia corners are weird. Kirby does weird stuff with them, but I like him a lot. More than most. Had definitely fell out through the draft process, and feels like he probably didn't ace interviews, stuff like that is what my assumption would be. I don't think Georgia guys are known for it. It's like they either have like Captain America type guys, or they have like guys that fall in the process throughout that kind of stuff. I like Darius Rush a lot. Similarly, not quite as built frame wise, but aggressive ball production, super, super fast, a little older, but all interesting options there. Wonder when Jason Sehorn goes.
Jason Sehorn.
Yeah, Riley Moss.
Oh, I didn't know we had one of those.
We do.
Interesting.
Ran 4.45, had a ton of ball production. I think he played 2,000 snaps in coverage 2,000 snaps overall for Iowa. Got on the field as a freshman.
Oh, Iowa, of course. Wait, what was I thinking?
Of course. Had really good PFF grades.
That S2 score was probably...
Oh, my God. He crushed the Wonderlic. His, coach's son.
Yeah. He's Kirk Ferentz's son. Somehow it's not actually even his last.
Kirk Ferentz's son's son.
Who is the offensive coordinator?
Of what?
Of Iowa, right?
They just hired a new one, didn't they?
He was for a while then, wasn't he? Maybe I'm wrong.
I think he still is. Oh, you're saying his son?
Yeah.
Yeah, his son still is, I think, yeah. I was very confused there.
There's some controversy on that, I think, too. People not happy with the Nepo baby.
Luke Musgrave.
DJ.
Good Lord. Goes before Jalen Hyatt. Packers just hate receivers.
Well, they got to start pissing off Jordan Love now.
Musgrave can run. There's some fast tight ends, fast edges in this class. Athletes are getting freakier.
DJ's giving him the Greg Olsen comp.
Love that. Yeah, he missed this entire year. Great ball skills. Big slot boy. Can run.
Looks like Charlie Kohler.
He's tall like that. I think he's about 6'6".
Yeah. Bend, Oregon.
Oregon State churning out picks, baby. Oregon State's back on the rise.
Yeah, him and Adley. Adley and I had a nice chat about Bend, actually.
Bet saying trust New Orleans edge picks. All of their edges hit. They know exactly what to look for in power, strong side, defensive ends. So Foski going to be great right in my face.
Mm.
All right, let's churn and burn here. Let's keep them going. Jets selecting Joe Tippmann, adding to their offensive line. Their offensive line's been a mess forever.
They missed out on a couple guys last night, didn't they?
Yes, they did. They took Will McDonald, 24-year-old. They taken some old boys. Took my boy Jermaine Johnson. He was, I think he turned 24 during the season last year. ESPN's coverage just shift to basketball.
Yeah, you got to go to NFL Network now.
Wow. It's a little bit of a shocker.
You all right there?
ESPN just giving up. It's on ESPN 2 probably, I'm sure.
Maybe. I don't know if I saw it. Yeah, it is ESPN 2.
Yeah, I'm ESPN for life.
Okay.
For the draft. All right. Tip and picks, Joe Tippmann. Just classic Iowa or Wisconsin center.
Same thing.
Yeah, he's a large mamma jamma. Can move too. I think he's like 6'6". Can run.
I like a tall center.
Me too. Shout out to the milkman.
Oh yeah. Just runs at him.
Immediately has milks back for him.
That happens a lot. Guys just running at him like the get out guy. Like Ojabo did that too. Just runs at the camera. And it just cuts off. Who knows what happens after that?
Gotta love it.
I fucking love Marlon.
All right, we got Indy. What are you gonna do, Indy? Let's see a Jalen Hyatt. That'd be fun. They could use a corner desperately. Cam Smith.
What's up, man?
Still Tippmann on 4-4s.
Rapping.
All falls, I'm gripping. Wood grain, I'm gripping. Catch me lane, swishing with the paint dripping.
Still tipping, rain gripping, wood grain gripping.
All right. Get this done quick, Chris. Let's see it.
Fix in.
Beautiful. Keon White, an interesting dude to watch. Keon White, gigantic, 285, freak athlete, converted tight end, a little bit older. I think he's a 24. But in that absence of a Calais Campbell, not that he's 6'8", 300, and he's a rookie, but Keon, I think Daniel Jeremiah originally got like destroyed because he had Keon White as a top 10 prospect. And another intriguing name to watch. I think he comes off here probably in the last couple or the next couple picks, maybe 10 or so. Jonathan Mingo's like what Terrace Marshall is supposed to be. That's my take.
He looked pretty thick.
He's big, boy. 220-ish. 6'1", 220. Colts are taking Julius Brents. Corner comes off the board. Might see that run start to happen here. Gully in the comments here, absolutely upset.
Damn. Big Julius Brents guy.
Big Julius Brents guy.
I feel like Green Bay always takes corners.
He's a Colt. Oh, you're saying for the next pick?
Yeah, for the next pick.
Oh, yeah. They love him. They love just generally drafting on the defensive side of the football. And
DBs too. They'll, Darnell Savage, things of that nature.
Yeah, they'll just nothing on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah. I guess they didn't draft Adrian Amos. I think the Bears drafted him.
Yes. Quay Walker. They give Devondre Campbell a bag. Jair Alexander. Rashawn Gary. They pay Preston Smith. They pay Zadarius Smith. They draft, I think, and pay Kenny Clark. They love it. They love it. They draft Lucas Van Ness. Someone take Jalen Hyatt for fun. Like, put him with Christian Watson. That'll be fun. Jordan Love has a big arm.
He seems like a Packers receiver, Jalen Hyatt.
I agree.
Not much of a dog, flashy.
Right. Finesse.
Yeah, for sure.
Finesse game. Ben Gronzik joined late. Odds DJ Turner falls to us. I'm thinking slim to none. Yeah, I don't think there's good shot there at all. I would say slim to none. With the combine he had, I do not have any wagers on Hyatt. Actually, I got scared of Hyatt. Jackson, the only two I've lost so far, like I said, in Jigba and what was the other one? Brian Branch. I think I took Branch over under 24.5. I think I put extra on him to go top 20. And I took in Jigba to go 16.5, I think. Lions trading up. Here we go. With the Packers?
Yeah, I guess so.
Lions are going to take a long snapper, I guess, is the big joke. Going to take a heady, hardy long snapper.
Midwestern boy.
Take another running back. That would really get me going. Take Charbonnet.
They could take Hooker, but he's a little old for where they are, I feel like.
I don't think they would trade up for that. I don't know where they traded up from. I don't know what their next pick was. 48?
Gully missed Branch.
Branch? Beautiful. That's a fucking slam dunk.
There you go. It's good. I don't want them having bad vibes.
Now you can see this is the perfect draft where you can flip that around and be like, all right, they took Brian Branch at 12, Gibbs at 18, Campbell at whatever. You can flip there's going to be 30 of those tweets. Just pretend to flip the order around and it makes sense.
I love those. Those are almost as good as within the second round, we select Roquan Smith. Those are my favorite tweets.
Pathetic. I hate it.
We got our guy. The Bears should do that for Chase Claypool.
Honestly, shout out to the Bears for not doing that.
Well, they might have.
They
don't have to, but if they were starved for content and they did it, that would have been great.
They might have. Detroit jumped New England. Good point there, Gully. New England and the to be renamed again, the artist formerly known as Redskins and Commanders and the football team.
Are they going to get renamed again?
I think I saw a report that was like a strong probability that the new ownership is going to do it again.
That would be so fucking funny.
I would love it. They should have just kept the football team.
Yeah, that was good.
It should have been football club.
Yeah.
That would have been perfect if they went with football club instead of team.
It's dignified. It's a little pretentious for DC.
Exactly.
Good.
Exactly.
I like that.
Keon White goes to Bill Belichick, and I love that pick. Love that bit. Big, explosive, can take on double teams. Again, only been playing defensive line for a couple years here. The DC Pigs. Hogs. Hogs. Don't get me started. Red Wolves, Hogs, football club, football team they could have stayed with. They chose the Commanders.
Should have been on the Monuments.
So, and then the Lions drafted Withers. Wait. No, Seahawks. Okay. Brad Spielberger's confused me. Yeah. I don't know. I think the Lions have a haul. I think that's a haul. Campbell, I'm not super high on. I do like LaPorta. I love Gibbs. I love Branch.
The cool thing about picking a running back is like they're gonna produce right away, and then you can say like, "Oh, we'll see. Like it was worth the pick." like, I'm not like totally running backs don't matter, but like that's not really the argument that's being made either. So like they'll do that with Gibbs, which I think is fine. Yeah, I don't know though. It's Branch, obviously. I think that kind of that redeems things a little bit.
Well, the Patriots just
You're right there.
Patriots are funny. Their Bill's just like, I'm just going to take the same kind of players I've been taking for the last God knows how many years. Offensively, they
yeah, like 1 in 5 of them will hit. Like we don't care. Like we're just gonna keep doing it. Like
offensively, they have nothing going. Like they have Juju's their headliner now.
Oh God.
It's Juju, Ramondre Stevenson, Hunter Henry, Jonnu Smith, Mac Jones. Yes. Look at Brian Branch balling out.
I think that Tom Brady guy was pretty good.
I'm just saying, like, that's my point, though. Like, the shift from Tom Brady, the post-Tom Brady era, just like, all right, we're going to draft Keon White and Christian Gonzalez, and they're just not going to.
Bill is that great of a coach. He is not that great of a team builder, I don't think. And, like, that gets exposed.
He made some really savvy decisions in a time of guaranteed offensive opportunity with Tom Brady. Like, continuously getting rid of players that clearly were propped up by his system and replacing them, then churning out production. Like they let JC Jackson go, isn't even heard of in LA immediately afterwards. And they have Jones just ball out and play at an all pro caliber level. Like defensively, they will let you go. Like Chandler Jones, like maybe the only example I can think of where it really didn't fall off a cliff. I mean, Matt Judon, who everybody was mocking, him wanting a ton of money to get paid. He's one of the most productive players defensively in the NFL. Look at Brian Branch. He doesn't care at all that he's there on day 2. He is chilling.
Yeah, I like that. Come on, Will Levis.
That's the Bama difference. Kentucky will never win an SEC championship.
That's Nick. If Nick likes you, I like you. That's my rule.
Bets. Jack Campbell and Brian Branch sound like players from the 1970s. Great draft for Detroit.
They do. Yeah.
That's a good defense.
Like, that's the thing. Like, Jack Campbell is going to be productive. Like, I think
Him and Malcolm Rodriguez can run, and Campbell is 6'5". He'll be able to blitz and clog up some throwing lanes, and he can spot drop well. I'm sure they're better evaluating linebackers than me. I think I kind of suck at evaluating linebackers, honestly, but linebackers have had a tough transition into the NFL the last couple of years.
You nailed JOK, so.
I did. He's absolute garbage. Can't stay on the field. Too light.
Lacks pop. Can't play.
Little boy, no big boy. Bucks traded up with the Packers, I believe. Looks like the Illinois corner comes off the board for Washington. So Washington really going in for their secondary. Manuel Forbes.
ESPN.
Well,
ESPN too. So
cornerback starting to come off the board. DB starting to come off the board. Ravens getting antsy? Possibly you.
It's about a full round jump up. You're going to have to probably give up a third next year.
Jordan Battle, I think, is so good also at Alabama. He's going to be a starting safety in the NFL very smoothly, very easily.
Good list of corners left still. Yeah, I mean, that's great to hear, but like he's just never gonna, they're not gonna give him the opportunity. They just hate him.
So the Bucks traded up 2 picks and paid $179 to do so. So Bucks wanted to leapfrog just a touch there, which is crazy at this point in the draft. They must be getting leaks.
They got ahead of Washington?
No, Washington picked, and then the Bucks leapt up to 48.
Dude, this shit is so behind. Come on, TV copy.
That's what happens.
You're right. It's just, come on. Oh, Seb. Seabass. Oh, yeah, they're just announcing the Keon White pick. Holy shit, he does not look excited.
Oh, my God.
He looks livid.
It looks like he's about to retire.
Yeah,
Like, he looks old enough to retire. That is the oldest looking drafted player I think I've ever seen.
He looks tired. He's got, like, the lines in his face.
He's ready to show up exactly on time for every single meeting for the next 4 years.
Yeah, and leave at exactly 5 o'clock.
He reminds me of Preacher Man from Friday Night Lights.
Preacher Man. Cody Mock. Damn, he that's a weird vibe in there.
I feel like he might just be shocked.
Could be, yeah. Looks like he was crying a little bit.
I think he's just like paralyzed with emotion.
Gotta learn how to process it.
The irritating part for me right now is that they're announcing the Commanders pick while not moving the Patriots off of the graphic.
Yeah, they're bungling this a little bit. I got to be honest.
Get the Patriots off the screen. I'm about to freak out. I could easily Google who Tampa Bay jumped, but it's like
went back to that. It's back to blue now. It went to red and it went back to blue.
What is going on? Move the. Oh my god. Oh my god. Now the counter's restarted. Move it. I'm putting on NFL Network.
This is your horror movie. This is like
I'm putting on NFL Network.
I'm
done here.
Draft won't move. It's stuck on one pick. Psychological torture story.
Like this is me going into my 30s.
You're not there yet.
I can't take this sort of debauchery.
3 months.
3 months. And I'm already fed up. Oh my God. NFL Network is so far ahead. It is unbelievable.
The quality is just better too. Look at their score bugs. Look at how it all works. Like,
Yep. The camera, I already. All right. ESPN. Wow. Keanu Benton, a Steeler at 49. Big fella up front. They need him. Zero tech that can get after the quarterback. A touch. One tech.
What's up, guys?
Do you have ESPN on in your vicinity right now, Taylor?
So I am pulling up the draft right now. I'm like,
Absolute shit show. Is
it bad? I have to stay. I have to stay with ESPN contractually because Kuiper's a Calvert Hall guy, so I can't go away from ESPN. So whatever they give me is what I'm getting from the draft.
I absolutely appreciate that.
Ta.
As an honorary member of the Hall, I hear you.
Wow, we love having you.
Why are you an honorary member?
I don't know. I just got some Cardinals. I got some boys. I got some cards.
A brother.
Don't be a Gerstel hater.
A brother of mine might be on the other side of that argument.
Oh,
a Loyola Don, a man for others, as they say.
We've had enough of that talk for the night.
Loyola does have a beautiful cafeteria. Their eating facilities are.
I have been there. It is nice.
You guys were probably in school at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Are you 31, Taylor?
I turned 31 in January, yes.
Taylor, you're older than me? Wow, I thought you were a year younger, 2 years younger.
I'm just a young-looking guy, you know? That's what they say about me.
Yeah. Wow, I thought you were an up-and-comer, but you're an old hag. Wow, I had no idea.
I'm an old man.
I got to give a shout-out to Mike Luke. Turns 32 on Monday, May 1st.
Wow.
Happy birthday, Miguel. Happy early birthday to Miguel.
I'm going back through the picks I missed when I was walking home.
McDonough, we got Zach Curlin here. McDonough is like Hogwarts. McDonough's gorgeous. There's no denying it.
I've only been to McDonough like twice. It's been a long. I can't even picture it.
We played them a few times in a couple different things, and yeah, it was.
Where'd you go to high school? These are amazing.
I went to Gerstel.
That's right.
Yeah.
Brandon Ayuk, 5th-year option picked up. No surprise there.
Branch fell all the way to 45.
Yep. The Lions have picked up.
After the Lions did some of the weirdest stuff in the first 35 picks.
What I said earlier was like it's going to be the classic tweets where it's like, just pretend that they took Branch at 12 and Gibbs at 18 and Campbell at 35 and whatever.
Oh, Voss, Lions just went to a 5-star steakhouse and ordered a well-done hamburger. He's doing the Antonio Banderas. He's leaning back. He loves that. Oh, God.
Get this. All right, I'm on commercial. I'm going to be far behind again, probably.
It's all right. Just refresh the old Twitter. We're tipping picks tonight.
Yeah.
Packers take Jaden Reed.
I would have put my entire life on the Steelers taking Joey Porter Jr. I mean, that was block of a century.
I thought there might be a chance of Brian Branch, maybe, but yeah, it was too poetic especially for an organization like the Steelers.
Oh, you got to think Mr. Rooney got in there and he was like, "Hey, listen, guys, we're just so classy. You know, we just got to do this, right?" And they went and did it, and everyone's going to write these flowery pieces about what a class act that they are. And
he was raised on the Three Rivers.
Oh yeah.
Who's your Hendon Hooker team, Spenny?
I have no idea at this point.
Would the Packers be insane?
Packers already picked Jaden Reed.
Okay.
So they get their receiver in my eye after I just said they never take them. Jaden Reed, super productive from Taylor, Michigan State University.
Yes.
Big Ten matched the SEC in first-round picks last night. 9-9.
I did not see that. I did not realize that.
9-9.
We were doing so much. That is not the conference. First conference is not. I mean, Iowa. It's unbelievable.
The draft factory with how shitty they are at winning games.
Yeah, just they're not. I mean, Iowa's hard to beat. And the last couple of years, the offense has been a disaster. But before that, I mean, you go there and it's like you're like, oh my god, we can't win here. But it's just amazing year after year that they always have like 3 top 50 picks. It happens every single year. It's amazing to me.
Ferentz is a factory, and I think NFL coaches love Ferentz, and they just
correct. Yep. Yeah,
they just are like, he's going to give us an honest valuation.
Yeah.
I mean, they're
Seattle's a Hendon Hooker team, maybe.
I feel like no. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of ones that
Miami's probably got I wanted to say Miami.
He could fall for a while.
Absolutely, he has a torn ACL and he's going to be 26 this year.
Yeah, yeah. I just didn't understand the first round thing. I just don't know why someone would have taken him in the first round.
Darwin Roethlisberger, that was ahead of its time too. I got to shout out Big Ben wearing the cowboy hat, old Fig Jam, just always getting himself back into the mix. Always got something to say. Those class act Steelers, I just love it.
Dorian Thompson-Robinson is my favorite remaining quarterback. I will put that absolutely out there.
I like Dorian Thompson-Robinson.
Me too.
Let's look at the quarterbacks. I've not looked.
We got Jake Hayner. We got Aiden O'Connell.
I've never been impressed by Aiden O'Connell ever.
Agreed.
And I can't. I mean, that was mostly in Purdue Maryland games, like the one this year, and then. But I've watched a couple other ones. I'm looking at the other guys. I mean,
Tanner McKee. We of course have Clayton Tune, who most notably was selected in Nick Adams' mock draft of alpha males.
Yeah, the alpha male
to the Baltimore Ravens. Then who else we got?
I thought Nick Adams started to like Lamar again.
Tyson Bagent's on there, the strongman son. He's in there.
Yes. Malik Cunningham, Jaron Hall, Duggan, of course.
Oh, Duggan. Yeah.
Into the 49ers. That's my call there.
Oh, man. Kyle would love it.
All
right. So we have Jaden Reed coming off before Jalen Hyatt.
Trying to look at who
the Ravens just did it.
Yes, I saw it. I'm tweeting it right now.
Oh my god, such a fucking stupid.
What am I missing here?
The Ravens tweeted a video of Roquan Smith and said, "We're happy with our second round pick tonight," with the evil smiley
my favorite thing.
With the Bobby Trossett emoji.
We got our guy.
That also means they're not trading up, I think, too. I don't know if it does or it doesn't, but
I don't think Eric is too dialed in on that kind of stuff. I'll be honest.
I hate it. I hate that.
I love it. I love it so much.
Yeah, you and Kevin are super dialed in on that.
Yeah, we talked about it the other night.
All right, we got Miami up. That's the other good thing about the NFL Network is that they give you the next 15 teams drafting. ESPN is 2.5. You can see the order of. Cam Smith off the board to the Dolphins. Hate that. Ravens play the Dolphins this year? Yeah.
How is he going to split his duties between live golf and playing in Miami?
Oh,
well, it's a good thing he's only got to play for 54 holes. Only got to play 54 holes. That's how.
Good call.
It's a great call.
Yeah.
It's a tremendous call.
He's got Sunday wide open.
Just can't. Yeah, and all the majors are done before, so he can get it in.
Yeah.
Yep.
Doing shoot, going on the boat and fishing with the boys,
fly back from Singapore,
getting on the cats, getting on the bees, having a good time.
Wow, I might be NFL Network now. Schrager and Rappaport. I'm also a rap guy, well over Schefter.
You're a big.
I think Daniel Jeremiah is pretty good on TV as well.
He is.
You're a big Schrager guy too, so
I am a big Schrager guy. I'm a big 2018 Schrager guy. I like when he was
Schrager.
He was a well-known commodity then, maybe still ascending a little bit, but
I would say he was still ascending in 2018.
Yeah, 2018, 2019.
I think he's Apple right now. He's kind of.
Does Mike McDaniel only wear the exact same chromatic outfits, gray with a white shirt under it and khaki? I swear.
I gotta
wear that sweatshirt.
Kind of looks like Taylor Smythe a little bit.
I don't disagree.
Mike McDaniel.
Oh, I don't. Let me look at him again. Some of it's the glasses. Some of the glasses throws everybody off.
Yeah,
that's definitely.
I don't have the facial. He goes facial hair. I don't do facial hair really.
Have you tried?
Yeah, it's a tough scene.
Not a Hall. A Hall gentleman doesn't.
Well, that's also true. Yeah, we're like the Yankees.
The New York Yankees of the MIAA. You know they can't be having that.
Big win for Calvert Hall lacrosse. Beat Boys Latin 8-7. I saw on Twitter a few minutes ago.
Wow, so love that.
Yeah. Tracking Maryland baseball here as well. It was up 11-2 in the top of the ninth, so that's good.
Seattle's taking Zach Charbonnet to add to Kenny Walker. Ooh, that is some big boys.
The Seattle.
I like Zach Charbonnet.
Me too. I love him. I think he very easily could end up being like the most productive runner by far out of this class. He could end up having a Nick Chubb-like impact. I don't think he's not quite the freak athlete Nick Chubb is, but I think a very similar runner. Just doesn't have the getaway speed or the explosive speed that Chubb has. But my God, he's a load.
Look through the running backs here.
I just really would love Devin Achane on the Ravens. I would love a track athlete running back like that. He's more well balanced than he gets credit for, but would love.
Oh, my guy Sean Tucker. Speaking of Calvert Hall, I was happy with my performance. One of the most insane weekly tweets in college football.
Does Chicago go double dip and go DeJuan Jones, or do they take a corner? I don't know. I could see them taking an offensive skill player. They definitely need a corner. I could see them adding an interior defender as well. Be a Brian Young out of Bama.
What is your guys' dream scenario for this Ravens pick? You guys may have discussed that before I jumped on.
I would really like Darius Rush out of South Carolina. I really would like that. We didn't really talk about that, to be honest. We've kind of been saving our load as we knew this was going to be a while.
Yeah,
it's fair.
Yeah, we've just been just tipping a little bit. I like DJ Turner. I like Ringo. I like Darius Rush. I like Trice. I like Jalen Jones. All those corners would be sick.
Feels like Turner's not getting that far, right?
I don't think so. That's another 30 picks.
I really only know Ringo and Turner. You know,
I like Tank Bigsby. I like Devin H.
I watched Riley Moss. I can't say I know a lot about how he projects to the pros, but I watched him in Iowa, and he's pretty good.
I like Trice. I like the name because it reminds me of Obi Trice.
I love my guy Jacorian Bennett, but
I like Bennett too. I feel like he's going to slip a little bit further than that.
Yeah.
Maybe because of that 40 time though, those 40 times you never know.
Yeah, but I think the 40 time. I mean, I hope it moved him into the third. I think it moved him from like the 6th or the 7th to the 4th. Like I think that's where it got him.
I agree. He's a nickel too, and
yeah. He will probably play inside in the NFL.
Yeah. I think he goes like one in between like 95 and like 120. That's my guess for.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
End of the third, early fourth, mid fourth. somewhere in there.
The interesting Maryland, which won't happen until tomorrow, is how many of Maryland's wide receivers will actually get drafted. I think is very interesting.
Demas was getting a lot of buzz the last like 2-3 weeks. A lot of like.
Well, if he went and worked out for teams and teams are happy with his athleticism, I think he's a steal because before he got hurt, I think he had all of the tools to be a top 3 round pick. Like
the ACL against Iowa.
Against Iowa. He was productive. He has size. He's fast. Like it, in the, Maryland world, we were like, oh my God, this could be like, in thinking about this draft, we were like, oh man, or last year we were like, man, he could be like a really high pick. And
I feel like
injury, super unfortunate. Copeland wasn't productive at Maryland, but he was good at Florida. So I don't know if that
translates.
Yeah.
I feel like I can see Ringo slipping into Ravens range. And like that would be the pick where people would be like, of course the Ravens get Keely Ringo.
It feels like every year when there's like the dominant defense, whether it's Georgia or Alabama or whatever, one of those guys slips lower than everybody thinks they should.
Yes.
Feels like that happens.
Definitely.
That was Nakobe Dean.
It was. The Bears are taking Ravon Dexter out of Florida, someone I did really like. Definitely went higher than I anticipated. Some of the Ravens brought in for a top 30. And I think is a pretty damn good, versatile defensive lineman. Can play a little bit of edge for you, a little 5 tech. So we're getting into like the random drop disparity. Names start to come off way higher. Like Dexter, I don't think got mocked this high very often at all. So we're starting to get into weird zone here in the 50s.
Yeah. Yep.
Gully asks, who do we pick between Ringo, Turner, Zavala, or Torrance? I would probably go Turner, then Ringo, then Zavala, then Torrance. I like Zavala more than Torrance. I like Zavala working some combos, getting into it. Gully, yeah, that's a good point. My flavor area. This is where teams are finding value for their system.
Yeah.
And hoping they can find somebody that's going to be still capable to be a rotational player. That's how I view second-round picks, especially after like the first 5 or 10. It's like we hope in year 1 we can get him on the field in rotation pretty easily. Like you're not looking at a guaranteed starter, but you're hoping they can rotate in by second half of the year. Maybe look at starting. For top 10 picks, cornerstone players, top 15-ish, looking for a star, hopefully. First round picks in general should be able to start year 1 or have tremendous upside. Round 2 is like low floor or high floor starters, hopefully by year 2, rotational players. Then after that, crapshoot.
Yeah.
Third round's weird. Day 3, I went back and looked at the last 5 drafts. I went and looked from 2016 through 2021, and it was like, I think it was 14% of day 3 picks turned into like long-term, like ended up having an actual starting role, not just like spot starting by the end of their rookie contract. 2021 still obviously the not out all the way, but I tried to project a little bit. So
yeah, it's interesting.
Like 1 out of every 10 or 15 will be an actual starter on their rookie contract.
You love Hyatt, right?
Yeah, I like Hyatt a lot.
I just it's hard not to fall in love with Hyatt with some of the things he did in the bigger games. Like, I just tore up very good teams.
I think that he showed more his freshman and sophomore year than people realize. He also fit into like EPA, like all the advanced metrics on him in terms of like EPA per target, EPA per game, points earned, WAR, yards per target, like his year that he had this last year. All of the guys in all of those metrics that have been in the top 10 or top 20, it's like Chase, Ayuk, Samuel, Brown, like it's all top receivers. There's like one Stanford receiver who's playing in the XFL. I don't know how he never got a shot. He's ridiculous. He tears up the XFL. I have no idea how he didn't get a chance in the NFL. or his name starts with an A. I can't remember, but pretty much everyone in those thresholds, all of the successful receivers were there, and there was very few exceptions. The only exceptions were like Michael Pittman was in the 40s. Elijah Moore was like in the hundreds. And long story short, Jalen Hyatt and Cedric Tillman both actually, and Jackson Smith and Jigba were the only receivers that were in those thresholds. So I like the advanced metrics. Sports Info Solutions very big on them, and I think Hyatt has a chance to be a productive receiver for sure. He's got his trump card too. Like, that's Lance Zierlein had him as the number one receiver in this class because he was like, of the receivers, he has a certified trump card. His ability to win through speed transitions at the stem and run away and track the ball deep. Like, you're getting that no matter what. So he had him number one.
Who's your guys' pick tipper of choice right now?
I'm getting them everywhere. Some of them are just local. Like
our guy Gully.
I was using Breer last night. Breer was pretty quick last night, consistently.
Yeah. I feel like Menov or Mirov is on it. Ari Mirov.
He's just aggregating from everybody else.
Aggregator. He's 100%
an aggregator.
He was on track to be another Shefty, and then something, I don't know what happened, but he's not with PFF anymore. He was with them for a little while. And
he's on the 33rd team now.
Yeah, he's he's more of an aggregator than he used to be. He would break stories here and there, but I feel like it's always oh my God, breaking news, this is happening, and then in the fine print per whoever else. It's come on, Ari, what are we doing?
Go Chargers, go.
Tuli to Pelotu.
Rashee Rice for the Chiefs. I hate Rashee Rice.
Trade up.
Yep. Traded up from the 60s to go grab Rice. Not a Rice guy at all. He's so sloppy when he gets pressed, gets worked to the sideline. Contested catchability. His combine was outstanding, which came out of nowhere, but combine was weird this year.
I wonder how that Uncle Ben's NIL money did for him.
Chargers seem pretty fired up here for Tuli.
I still like Brandon Staley. Sue me.
Unbelievable collapse. Unbelievable collapse.
Yeah, that was bad. That was bad. I'll give you that. Still like him, though.
Rashee Rice did tear up the University of Maryland Fighting Terrapins.
He did. He was very, very good.
Dilla, who covers the Jags, saying he thinks Ringo comes off for the Jags. He said, I think in asterisks it's Ringo.
It felt like he was catching the ball every second Tanner Mordecai throw. Let's see how many catches he had in that game.
Chicago just traded up now.
11 catches for 193 yards.
Yeah, he went crazy in that game.
Good.
He was very good. That was a fun game. Fun, high-scoring game.
So the Bears picked Dexter and then traded up again. Gully, who are you getting everything from? That's what we should be asking. He's tipped us like half the picks I've seen.
Yeah, I feel like I'm getting them all from him.
Schrager, here come the Bears.
Let's go. Here come the Bears, guys. It's my Schrager.
Not bad. He's a Baltimore by marriage.
These people, they live on Reisterstown Road. I mean, they know what they're doing with their crab cakes out there. Let's go.
All right, so who's the pick?
Where are we even at this point?
Bears traded up.
Oh, I see.
For 56. Seahawks have drafted 9 running backs since 2016. 2 twos.
That's crazy.
They drafted Penny in the first, Charbonnet and Walker in back-to-back years in the second after Walker ran for 1,000 yards. CJ Procise in the third, DJ Dallas in the fourth, Alex Collins in the fifth.
At different points too. Like
they drafted Chris Carson. Carson had a congenital neck injury. I agree, Gully. Poles is having a good draft, and considering what he did to get DJ Moore. I'm a Bears supporter.
What are you eating there?
Chicken Caesar salad.
That was it.
Made by the franchise. Furious live streaming on day 2.
Love the franchise.
Yeah, 30 picks away, boys.
Hang in.
One round away.
Furious about the day 2 live stream.
Not pleased. Twitter logged me out too, Gully.
Really?
Yeah. They let me log back in. Came out of nowhere. Just does that sometimes.
Twitter's in a great place right now.
Chiefs receivers: Kadarius Toney, Justin Ross, Rashee Rice, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, Justin Watson, Richie James, Amir Smith-Marset, and Sky Moore. That is the most random compilation of players in their third year or less, aside from MVS, possible. Love Kadarius Toney. Hammering Kadarius Toney in fantasy. Josh Downs is also still on the board. Josh Downs was, supposed to be borderline first-round pick. I'm not a big helmet scouter, but I'm not a big UNC receiver guy either.
I'm a huge helmet scouter. Bears take Tariq Stevenson from Miami.
ESPN said there would be a 20% chance he's available in the Ravens pick. Big boy. Kind of similar to Ringo in a lot of ways.
Be kind of tough to have the last name of Ringo, you know? It's like you're sort of just like you're the afterthought, you know?
I saw Ringo not too long ago. It was an amazing performance.
Yeah, he still like collaborates with some of those guys. I know him and Lennon like did stuff together before Lennon died.
He has a whole band of like insane one-hit wonders and stuff from like the 80s.
Up as him and gave a speech as him when I was in like 6th grade. He did the Beatles and I got Ringo, of course. I don't know. I like Ringo.
Zeej very upset about Stevenson. Twitter's logged me out again. Yeah, I'm cut off.
Is Elon trying to pull something on you?
Took this long for them to cut me off.
Yeah, let that sink in.
The Chiefs having the worst receiver room in the NFL is hysterical.
And it's still not going to matter. They'll be in the fucking Super Bowl.
Yep. I don't think they'll go back to the Super Bowl this year. AFC Championship.
They'll be in that every year they have Mahomes.
Wow, Twitter's going very AWOL on me. I'm just Gully. You're the insider now.
Yeah, keep it up. You're going to be our insider over on the desk. We're going to throw it over to you, and you're going to talk about do's and have meltdowns on the camera.
We've got Joe DeMartin. Who's still left on the Ravens radar? Definitely DJ Turner, definitely Keely Ringo, definitely Corey Trice. The Northwestern edge. If Twitter would stop logging me out, I would have so much more available for you.
Minnesota is taking Schmitz, he says.
John Michael Schmitz. Love that.
Sounds like a
shoot Garrett Bradbury into the fucking sun. Horrible.
Garrett Bradbury hater.
Huge Garrett Bradbury hater. Hated him coming out. Was worried Linderbaum was going to be quite similar, but it's a lot more functional. Who else we got? Darnell Washington. How about that, huh? Add him to the old Baltimore Ravens. Osiris Torrance definitely still on there.
I'd be
Neil Ekior Jr., Nick Broker, Braden Daniels, I'd say.
I would like a lineman a lot.
Byron Young from Bama. Adito Miwa from Northwestern. Zach Harrison from Ohio State. Brian Young from Tennessee. Clark Phillips. DJ Turner, Jalen Jones, Darius Rush, Mekhi Garner out of LSU. Jordan Battle. Wouldn't shock me. So all of those guys might be going. I would also say the A-Chain, maybe a Tyjae Spears, Kendre Miller, Kenny McIntosh. They got to be done at receiver. They've got to be done at receiver. I mean,
no, pick another one. They still
got to be done at receiver.
No, they need more.
More.
I'm an oil man, and I want more. I drink your milkshake.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Drink it up. You have a milkshake. I do too.
I couldn't be more lost here.
This is my son and partner, H.W. Plainview.
Perhaps I think you should leave, but I don't think so.
I've abandoned my son. You guys haven't seen There Will Be Blood, really?
Not in a way too long to be able to quote.
I'd like to consider myself an oil man.
Never seen it.
Yeah. Taylor, that is not a movie for you. Let me just say that.
Get me back to the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Yeah, let me talk. Let me, I love you,
that
but
movie is good, by the way.
Different ways when it comes to fiction, you know?
It's a good movie.
Yeah.
Peaches. No, nobody?
I got to go see that. I haven't seen it yet.
It is good. It's like a quick 90 minutes. You're gonna be there, you know, you're gonna be like, why am I here with all these families? And then you're gonna have a great time at the movies. It's a fun time.
I want to go see Air first. I gotta check that out.
I also would like to see Air. I've had a good time my last few times at the movie. Saw Creed 3 as well. That was very good.
I haven't seen any of those.
Those are very watchable movies. The issue for Creed 3 is the Jonathan Major stuff is not.
Yeah, that doesn't seem great.
No.
I can separate art from artists, though. You know.
So the Bears jumped to the Giants for Stevenson. Traded, I think, 135 to do so. Then the Giants took John Michael Schmitz, shoring up the interior offensive line. I love John Michael Schmitz. Top 25 player in this class for me, probably.
John Michael Schmitz, an owner of the oil tract nearby mine, a competitor.
Cowboys taking a tighty endy in Luke Schoonmaker, University of Michigan.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
He is a big boy. He's nimble. He'll catch a couple. He's gonna have 16 career touchdowns.
I like that number.
3-4 a year for like 3 or 4 years.
I think he's a guy that could play in the league for a while.
Yeah, end up being like a really good blocker in 7 years.
They got Dalton Schultz out of nowhere, or not out of nowhere. He was like a 4th rounder, but he, you know,
Did they franchised Dalton Schultz? Is that what ended up happening?
I think he left. Could be wrong.
We go to the Eagles with Derrick Henry.
He went. I think he went some. Yeah, exactly. Let's see.
Did he go to the freaking Chargers?
He went to the Texans.
Texans. Okay. Something afoot. There we go. Dalton Schultz.
Yeah, not the Eagles with Derrick Henry.
Are we sure?
Shout out to Butts and Bowie. Our guy.
Bills on the clock. Then the Bengals.
We are within 30 picks.
He's Reback tweeting.
Oh, I love Steven doing the roll on. I fucking love the Cowboys draft room every time. It's the best. Jerry's looking like Logan Roy, just sitting there, just completely nonplussed. Everyone else is celebrating.
Your boy Mike McCarthy, I don't think, has changed his suit in 2 days.
I don't think he has. He does not own more than one suit. Oh, heck. I guess I forgot to take it to the dry cleaners this time. I'll just go ahead and wear it. Hope nobody notices.
I don't know what his wife's name is, but I'm going to assume it's Babs, and he asked her to dust it off for him.
Yeah, it's Babs. You're going to have to take a lint roller to this thing because we are in trouble.
Bills are taking Osiris Torrance.
Big time Ravens target.
Big time Ravens target. All right. Seems like the castle's starting to stir a little bit. Got Jeff Z tweeting out which cornerbacks are on the board still.
Once Jeff Z starts getting active,
give me Keely Ringo for the thrill. For the thrill of it.
You just can't buy a thrill.
Jalen Hyatt still on the board.
It's still so long. Still so far away.
So far away.
This Ram commercial is the fucking worst thing in going right now. It's terrible. Stop screaming that you have a heart like a truck. I get it.
Was that not eco-friendly enough for you, Jake?
No, it's not about that. It's about how annoying.
No, that's not what it's about.
Listen, I got nothing against trucks. I own a truck. I don't own one, but I drove one for a while.
Darnell Washington is still on the board. You were right about that, Gully. I said that a little while ago. Potential first-round pick. He's going to be like the 10th tight end off the board.
Honestly,
Cincy.
It wouldn't be the most shocking thing.
Cincy.
My sources at the tonight's Jonas Brothers concert at Baltimore Soundstage say they just congratulated the crowd on the Lamar signing.
That's you.
Jonas Brothers?
You're not there.
Yep. Well done by the brothers. My friend Mike and Schemer Cassie. And Schemer Cassie is a gigantic Jonas Brothers fan. I know you guys aren't aware of the Schemers. It's a pretty legitimate organization of people that includes both Mike and Cassie. And they are at the Jonas Brothers concert. So
yeah, but how are you not there?
How am I not there? I did not buy tickets. Well, I have this live stream with you guys. So, I mean, what could be better?
Yeah, we take precedent, right?
Yeah. I also have my own professional duties. Hopefully, Jalen Duncan gets picked, although it's not crazy that he could slip into the 4th round. So, we'll see.
He'll be picked between 100 and 110. Him and Ja'Cory Bennett are coming off the board very, very close to each other.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
That's my bold predicky for your Sitchy.
But yeah.
DJ Turner is off the board. He's a Bengal.
My only time at Baltimore Soundstage, this won't surprise you guys, was for a Taylor Swift sing-along, like one of those nights where they just play one music by an artist. It was electric.
And it's just she wasn't
Taylor Swift. It's like a DJ playing Taylor Swift the entire time, and you go and there's people go on the stage of who dresses the most like a Taylor Swift era. There's a karaoke. So I tried to get on stage so bad for the lip sync karaoke, didn't get on. So upsetting.
That's tough as a dude. Make that happen.
I would have. Well, but bring me up for some comedic relief. Yeah, it's 90% girls in there, but so bring me up there. I think that's,
Put you on. Put me on. Kyle.
I would have eviscerated everybody that was up there, and from a lip sync perspective. But
a lot of negative reaction to DJ Turner in the comment. He was never going to be there at 86. Sorry.
Yeah, let's not get emotional over the Ravens missing out on guys right now.
Yeah. Especially some of those. Spenny was like, I'm done talking about the terrorists for so long. Especially the.
No, I'm not done because I want them to put you on. That's how you get to meet people. You get to interact a little bit more. It was just rude.
This is one of the
not
classic
letting the guy ride
things,
the bull at the bull riding bar.
This is one of the classic draft things though, where somebody drops like a little lower than they should, and you're like, oh my god, the board's shaping up really well, like 40 picks before you pick, and then they start to go, and you're like, I can't believe it. It's like, well, they were never getting there anyway.
Yeah,
so
they're still 25 picks away. Like it's. And hey, guys, it's okay because listen, they like their second round pick this year. Okay, it's a guy named Roquan Smith.
Ever heard of him? Have you ever heard of him?
Yeah.
Ever heard of that guy?
We got our guy, purple angry guy emoji with also smiling, and the steam face and the 100 emojis.
DJ Turner is gonna lock up Zay Flowers. So very strong possibility that Darnell Washington slips into the third round after a lot of first round buzz. So looking around the AFC North here, Miles Murphy and DJ Turner I like those picks for the Bengals, honestly. Opposite Trey Hendrickson, another more upside as a pass rusher than a Sam Hubbard. The Hubbard 100, shout out to that. That was a great memory of mine watching that happen live in whatever the hell the Bengals stadium is called. Then the Pittsburgh Steelers go with Mr. Broderick Jones and Joey Porter Jr. Then we have the Browns yet to pick. They'll make their first pick. Third round looks like pick 10.
Pittsburgh Steelers are going to win some football games this year.
They always do.
I think they're like double-digit wins.
Pick 11 for the Browns by way of the Jets. Broncos have back-to-back picks here to make their first picks of the draft. Rams getting into the nitty-gritty after taking an interior offensive lineman. What's up with the Raiders? What the fuck are they doing?
What's going on?
They got Michael Mayer. They got Tyree Wilson. All right. Michael Mayer considered a first-round pick guy. Tyree Wilson, many people liked a lot. I'm not as high on Tyree Wilson as the consensus was, but fair enough for them.
What are they? Are they just rolling with Jimmy?
Hell yeah, they are. Jimmy's just gonna freaking get dirty in Vegas for a little while.
He's gonna be a little distracted. I don't know if I like that fit.
He's used to it. He is well equipped for the Vegas lifestyle. He's fine. You don't have to worry about him.
All right.
He's used to that lifestyle.
Nobody loves Jimmy more than me. I'm just it's interesting.
That's not. Where's your Jimmy love come from? This is the first I'm hearing of it.
I've loved Jimmy forever. We've talked.
All right. If you say so.
I do. In fact, I defended him from stats and things of that nature when he was forced into duty and did a nice job.
Stats is a madman. John Michael Schmidt's probably my favorite pick of the second round by the Giants. BJ Ojulari to the Cardinals I like. Mingo to the Panthers.
Owner of the pipeline.
Joey Porter Jr. you got to love just for the story there. Cam Smith to the Dolphins, a good one. The Seahawks are absolute psychopaths going with Charbonnet there. Absolute head case move by them, letting Rashad Penny go. I've got the penny. And coming up on the end of the old second round here in the books.
Love that.
Is Cole just being a fucking idiot? Is that what's happening?
I don't know what he's doing. I sent him the link before we started.
Tutu getting very aggressive about being pet right now. Come here, Tutu. Come join. Come on.
Boys. I like DJ Turner a lot. That hurt. That hurt a lot.
I hate that.
He's gonna strap up Zay Flowers. That's my take.
Why did they have to go Dax Hill and then DJ Turner? Like, that's just back-to-back Michigan corners I loved that I thought could be Ravens. Weird round though, eh? Like, no one wants the wide receivers. Like, it's
Jalen Hyatt is looking like a 3rd-round pick in all likelihood here.
Yeah, the Ravens need to take another one too.
Eagles would be sick.
Yeah.
Oh wait, did they just trade?
Jackson fills up.
Did the Eagles just trade back? Yes, they did. So the Eagles now have back-to-back picks.
Kohler, you're
Bears to start round 3. Jalen Hyatt on the Eagles would be sweet.
I just got off the golf course. My sinuses are like double fucked.
Do you take antihistamines, or do you just try to like be a dad? Do you just try to be like, I'm a father of 2. I'm going to power my way through these allergies?
No, it's not even allergies. I have a sinus cold, and my sinuses go in my eyes. It's fucked.
Darnell Washington has medical red flags.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Eagles pick up Hyatt and Washington.
I was actually worried about Darnell Washington going to Cincy because that would have been terrible.
Houston picks up Juice Scruggs.
Juice Scruggs.
Cole's boy.
Character.
Cole's boy. Yeah.
Penn State?
Cole's boy.
Boy.
Jordan Love will be throwing to Christian Watson, Romeo Dowles, Jaden Reed, Samari Toure, and Bo Melton with Luke Musgrave and Joseph DeGuara.
Josiah
DeGuara.
There's still a lot of corners available. Like a lot of corners.
Keely Ringo is the classic. I was saying Keely Ringo is the classic, like, oh, this super talented, well-known player falls right to the Ravens' lap. How does that happen every year?
Yeah.
That's the immediate reaction on all.
I hated Ringo, but in the 3rd round.
In the 2nd round, his name's Roquan Smith. Ever heard of him? They got their guy.
I love how they put the tweet out. Like, you got it, right? Like, of course that was our pick.
Oh, we got our guy. Don't worry.
A good point here by Gully. Eagles could very well just continue the Georgia train, adding Ringo and Washington for 4 straight.
They do kind of just have it down pat where they're like, hey, you know the best defense in college football history over the last 2 years that have been playing? Why don't we just take all those guys?
Let's get
the best history of the last 2 years.
I said, playing over the last 2 years. They are the best defense.
Okay. There we go.
I had so much fun today watching Zay Flowers. Like, he's just such a fun player. Like, that was just #fun. It's good morning.
And that's why, like, Hollywood at Oklahoma was so dangerous after the catch and then wasn't here. And
different, though. Like, he wasn't, like...
Please go.
It was all elusive, right? It was all elusive.
So is Zay Flowers. He's obviously stronger, more functional. He weighs 10 pounds more, but, like...
He's more compact. Like,
he's a bigger boy. He's a dog, Hollywood's house cat. Why would Josh?
I just didn't see this. I just don't like the comparison. I hate the comparison.
I like the comparison.
If Hollywood wasn't a Raven, no one would have drawn that comparison. It's only because they're drawing a comparison to another Raven.
I don't.
He's T.Y. Hilton. Leave him alone.
I hate the T.Y. Hilton comparison.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I didn't like Jalen Waddle as a comp.
I think that happened because if you go to mock draftable, that's Zay Flowers' _1 combine and measurements comparison, I think, is Waddle. So I think people got that one from that.
I didn't see who. I think Zierlin put Travis Benjamin, which was a weird one to me.
He's super upright.
So many tight ends.
Yeah, this is a big tight end.
I was never that impressed by Brenton Strange when I watched Penn State, but
no.
Can they trade up?
Broncos have traded up. Wait, okay, there we go.
Ryan Cushing.
Is that who's announcing this?
Yeah.
I'm a huge Brian Cushing guy.
Yeah, me too. I love him.
Their linebacker core at USC was nuts.
That was nasty. Yeah.
Who's the third one? There was 3 of them that were just AJ Hawk.
No, he's Ohio
No,
State.
He was Ohio State. Who's the third guy?
Oh, I know who it is. This is.
He's someone good. I love Malaluga. Just a cool name. Got a cool name.
Was Malaluga in that threesome?
Yeah, USC.
I was thinking of somebody else.
Hold on. 2008 USC.
Malaluga was good, and he was
Clay
good.
Matthews.
Yeah.
Matthews, Cushing, Malaluga.
Cushing on Hard Knocks was.
Did they all go in the lottery?
Yeah.
Or did
that
Malaluga
2008
slip?
draft. No, hold on. 2008 NFL draft, because it went to the Bengals. Okay, wait. USC.
Cushing went 15. Matthews went 26. Malaluga went 38. So they all go in the lottery. They go in the first round. Think about the NBA. Mark Sanchez went 5th. Darius Hayward-Bay went 7th. Oh, what a draft!
Yeah, that was I think Lendell White because he was after Reggie, right? He was on those.
So it's Sanchez 5. Here's your USC. Sanchez 5. Cushing 15. Matthews 26. Malaluga 38. Fili Moela, whose name
Big tackle. Their defensive tackle.
yeah.
Patrick Turner.
56. Wow, I forgot about Patrick Turner.
Kaluka Mayava, who was another linebacker in that group. Kyle Moore. They had like fucking 10 guys get drafted. Their kicker got drafted.
That feels like the last year where they had like that type of depth of talent. I would love to know what their draft numbers have looked like.
And that was 09, so I was in grade 11, and like that's what I remember. I just remember USC being dominant.
So you were out of primary school and almost going to university by that point, right?
Yeah, I would have been grade 11. So
yeah, of course.
I was a little wee tot.
the next year they had Taylor Mays was their first guy selected at 49.
You're in 94, Jake?
95.
95. I'm in 92.
Yeah, I went to university in 2013. I was in primary school between I'm sorry, I can't keep this bit up.
Joe McKnight, RIP.
Marvin Mims.
Slight difference between the way we refer to things is just funny to me.
I say it's elementary school here.
Oh, is it?
Elementary school, high school, we don't really have junior high.
Okay. But it is university though, right?
So it's different. We have colleges, which are 2-year diplomas, and we have universities, which are 4-year degrees.
Okay.
But in the US, it's like
community.
Boston College is a university. Yeah, it'd be like community college. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
Makes sense.
We don't have community colleges.
Right. You don't say in hospital, right? You say I went to the hospital. Europeans say hospital. They just say I went to hospital.
No.
So you.
How many people? What's the population in Canada? Like 4 or 5 million?
It's the same. It's less than the state of California.
I think it's 50 million.
It's like 37 million.
Wow.
Yeah, there's no
38.25.
How many live in Alberta?
We're a small, proud, and happy people.
Must be nice.
Angry and full of maple syrup.
Must be nice.
All right, so we got Mims coming off the board at 63.
We're about to get a Philly gangbang here. Usually have to pay double for that action, Colin.
They call that the old Gino and Pats.
What are you sipping on over there?
Agua.
I have this tweet from last week. If we draft Zay Flowers, I will beer bong 4 seltzers for the first primetime game we have at home this season. I'm sorry at KingNaldo999, but we will be making sure that happens.
We are sorry.
So Philly has to take Ringo for the bit. Like, has to.
If they go Ringo Washington, that would be
They're so good.
funny.
Like, they're so good. Howie has to just think it's funny at this point.
We're just doing it for jokes now. We're drafting for jokes. Why are there
He's
so
like,
many picks?
he's like, I don't care what happens with this team, like with these 3rd-round picks.
It's crazy how good that defense is now. Like, it's and the offense.
70 sacks last year, and then they go add the probably the best interior rusher in the last 3 years. And another freaking tiny freak edge to go with Hassan Reddick.
A guy with no hands.
Is Hassan Reddick the most underrated player in the NFL?
Yeah, well, he broke out, right? He was kind of a bust his first 2 years.
Yeah, because the Cardinals were playing him at inside linebacker for no reason, for literally no reason. Put him back at edge. He immediately.
Cardinals were sick. Hybrid players go to.
Former future Raven.
Former future Raven for sure.
Yeah, that was on the table.
Wait, are we talking about Zaw Smith again?
Reddick. Well, yeah, him too.
That was nuts.
Former.
We're a long way away from the Zaw Smith saga.
Yeah.
That was a weird 3 days. It was kind of like everybody was mad because they did nothing on day one, and then it was like
that's when Jake made the I'm not fucking around juice.
Yeah, that was recirculating today over on the old Baltimore beatdown.
I just think it's funny because we were talking about it on the pre-draft pod we did on Tuesday or whatever. Like there was no excitement going up to this draft, and then Lamar signs 3 hours before the draft starts, and it was like 3 hours of 3 months of draft excitement. I was so pumped.
Yeah, it was kind of just like
amazing how much that took wind out of your sails.
So we've got basically all of Tennessee's star players. I mean, Hooker, Tillman, and Hyatt all on the board still.
Down's still out there.
What about my guy Brew McCoy with the DV allegation?
There's a lot of good corners left. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 that I'd be happy with. So I don't know. In good spot.
Sean Payton ripping the bong for Mims. All right.
What'd you think of the Osiris Torrance pick?
Hilarious that he went that late.
Good, very good spot for him to land.
Yeah, I think he fits into that finesse kind of, scheme that they've gotten up in there pass pro wise. He's heady. He's fine in pass pro. I think it makes sense.
Perfectly said. Yeah, I completely agree. It's a good spot.
But that's what they shouldn't be doing anymore. Is the thing. Like it. That's why I'm over the Bills. Like I don't care or think about them anymore. I feel like they're in a weird spot of plateauing, and are not in a good position. Like they.
What'd you think of the Kincaid pick?
I like that. They needed a presence over the middle of the field, but it just feels like still lacking. I like Gabe Davis more than Bills fans do, actually.
I agree. Yeah.
I like Gabe Davis more than Bills fans do.
They've been trying to get rid of him now forever. It's like, what?
I really thought they were going to go with like Hyatt or even Dell, like just kind of that. They lost a lot with Cole Beasley. So, I mean, that's probably what they're trying to do with Kincaid, that middle of the field. Oh, Zach Pickens.
Bears are having a nice draft.
Yeah, I like that pick. I'm an idiot for thinking Jervon Dexter was going to fall. That's clearly not. Who just took Dexter, actually? Was it Chicago? Who just took him? Chicago. So they went Dexter and Pickens.
Yeah.
There you go. There's your tackles.
This better not play music again. Here we go. So they have Wright, Dexter, Tyreek Stevenson, and Pickens. Trenched up, added a big physical corner. And they still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 picks left. So probably 1, 2, hopefully rotational players for them. Some serious beef. Yeah, this is a beefy draft for the Bears. Which they need. They need the beef. Need the beef around Justin Fields. Who's their running back?
I have no idea.
I guess that's I could see a Tajay Spears maybe, or a chain there for the Bears. They got rid of David Montgomery. I don't know who the hell their running backs are. Let's see what we got here. We've got Khalil Herbert. Duh. They picked up Deontay Foreman as well, and they have Ebner and Homer. So I would think a running back comes off the board for the Bears in 4. I forgot about Khalil Herbert. Khalil Herbert kind of reminds me of Chubba Hubbard. I think Herbert's a better back, but they're kind of balanced, okay in the pass game, consistent, not spectacular vision acceleration wise necessarily.
Hubbard's one of those 38 million people, so he's got that going for him.
Exactly. When does the first kicker get taken? A question we have here in the chat. Good question. I'm gonna say 6th round, 7th round.
Are there any name kickers in this draft?
There's one, and his name's escaping me. There are no Jordan
Chad
Scouts in this
Ryland.
one.
Chad Ryland.
Yes,
That's my guy.
And Jake Moody.
It's Chad Ryland and it's
Jake Moody. Yeah.
Jake Moody is the name. But
That's what they used to
my
call
guy Kuiper. My guy Kuiper has my guy Ryland number 1 among all.
Anders Carlson too.
Out there, he's gonna have the tremendous.
And if you want to listen to a great 26-minute interview with Chad Ryland this week, the draft's number 1 kicker, you can listen to the Hear the Turtle podcast on where all podcasts can be found. So
I love that.
Wow, Maryland is an absolute kicking factory wagon. NFL.
Maryland's got a lot of guys that are gonna get drafted in the next 24 hours. Like a lot of guys.
Taylor Love's here.
Shout out to Coach
Good for
Locke.
the content. I said this earlier. I'll be fascinated to see what happens with the Maryland receivers. That is my
last night.
All right.
Does Jared project as like a special teams gunner type guy, or is that not his skill set? I honestly don't know.
Who are you talking
about? He did a little bit. He did it a little bit at Maryland.
Yeah. Did Jacorian?
But I don't. Jacorian definitely projects as that. Yes.
Okay.
There's a clip that's floating
will be a stud gunner.
There's a clip floating from the Senior Bowl. Actually, Ryland talked about this on Here the Turtle. There's another cheap plug for you. About we were talking about the fastest guy on Maryland last year because they had Deontay and they have JB, and JB I guess in a Senior Bowl practice just off the line just destroyed a double team in a special teams drill, and I guess it wowed everybody at the Senior Bowl. So hopefully that helps him. Get playing.
I want
time.
him to wait till the 4th round, so I'd love to get Jacorian.
Tyler Steen, the Eagles pick up, and now they're on the clock again. So they break the Georgia streak with their arch nemesis, Bama. What are your thoughts on Steen, Cole?
I fucking love Tyler Steen. Just not going to be a good run blocker. He doesn't have the versatility to come inside, but really good core strength. Had really good flexibility in his hips where he'd almost absorb power moves and just kind of sit back and just kind of
take them.
Yeah, it was really weird, but
his anchor is very effortless, and he's not one of the guys that feels the need to really swing their hips through to anchor all the way up. It was kind of like a bottom using the glute activation a little more so than having to swing through the hips.
Yeah.
Just strong as hell.
And he's got quick feet. I think he's going to be a good NFL pass protector.
So they have that behind Mailata and Johnson. He was right tackle.
No, he's left tackle.
Left tackle. Okay.
Who was the right tackle? Where did he come from? He transferred to Bama.
I'm looking it up. I can't remember.
It was a small school. Vanderbilt.
Yeah. Yep. 6'6",
320. That's just not a good football school, but not small.
Yeah, it's small. It's just in the SEC. That's all.
Yeah. Good for him. I like Steen. Talked to him in my DMs quite a bit. Seems like a really nice kid who's willing to shoot the shit with me.
Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, a Lion. So wait. No, wait. He's a Lion. Yeah. So the Lions have Branch and CGJ now. Interesting.
I love that Branch pick for them. It really answered going running back linebacker yesterday. I was like, okay, I got Branch.
Sidney Brown.
Downtown Sidney Brown. All right. So they're loading that defense up. Add Steen. We truck on through.
I like Trent Cole. He was good.
Did you watch Riley Moss, man?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
He gets into trail tech from when he's not supposed to at the stem a little bit on vertical routes, but he recovers well. I don't know. Competes. I think he just competes at the catch point decently well. I don't
think he's a cover 2 type corner to me.
The division down, and he's solid underneath. I just don't see him being a starter in the league. Like, I don't see him being like a year after year starter. I think he kind of gets some opportunities, bounces around. He's all right. I don't know. Nothing to write home about.
Who's your favorite of these corners that are like? Let's take Ringo out because I don't think he makes it. But you got Moss, you got Phillips, Rush.
I'd say Rush or Trice.
I love Garrett Williams still. Fuck, I'd love to land that. That would get me fired up.
I guess that could make sense. Who else we got?
Really competitive and press.
I love Clark Phillips, man. I really do.
Good fit. If that Yasin deal goes through, then Clark Phillips competes in the slot.
Yeah, and he's going to be able to give you some level of outside corner ability, I think. Like, he was good as shit at Utah, man. He just is a tiny guy that didn't test well.
Yeah.
I don't know. He just doesn't look small. And like, I don't know. I guess seeing it in person is different. He doesn't look like on tape, like there's any kind of size deficiency. He doesn't look like the TCU kid or what's his name? Hodges Tomlinson or like the other TCU kid, Washington, that the Ravens have. There's not like some noticeable difference. It's like, oh, I don't think he struggled against, I don't know, bigger players well.
Who's that edge out of Wisconsin? Herbig.
Herbig?
Herbig, yeah. He's just undersized.
Did they just have Sidney Brown's draft party listed in Ontario, Canada?
Yep.
Oh, man.
You got to do city province, right? Ontario, Canada.
Where's Elderton? I've never even
Give Canada a little respect, ESPN. Come on, Ontario, Canada. Give me the town.
Yeah, Maryland, USA. That's where
NFL Network had Iddleton.
Yeah, that's a good job by NFL Network. Ontario,
just outside of
compound.
London.
Drew Sanders just came off. I'm shocked about Drew Sanders. That makes a ton of sense for Denver and what they were able to do with Baron Browning. Drew Sanders is that kind of explosive.
Yes, Baron Browning the fourth, heir to the Browning fortune. Went to school with a few.
When are these receivers going?
They're not.
They're just not. They're just not getting picked.
Tillman and Hyatt just in a teenage wasteland.
Okay, so I'm just gonna ask it because may as well. Is there any shot the Ravens go receiver again?
That's such a shot.
You think?
Yes.
That would be fucking mental. I don't even know where they fit in.
What would that be, Ella Boot?
That would be.
They draft Jalen Hyatt strictly as a gunner.
Be a John move if there ever was one. Who's got it better than us? We're just really excited to bring him in here, bring all these great values, family values to special teams. It's going to be great.
And he kind of would be the one of the group that can like really take the top off potentially.
I like this Detroit pick. I like that Detroit pick.
Who'd they take?
And then
we're still pretty far away from the broadcast. And this is one worth talking about.
There it is. Hendon Hooker.
It's Ben, I called it around late, but I called it.
At this point, I mean, they have so many picks. They traded back several times, so
it's a dart. It's a dart throw.
It is a dart throw.
He and Jared Goff probably the same age too, so
yeah, they'll bro down.
Yeah, they'll hang.
Jared will take him around Motor City, Detroit Rock City.
Not across 8 Mile.
Motown.
Been playing Detroit Become Human lately. Weird game.
Yeah?
It's good. Yeah, but it's weird.
I'm still very thankful that Jake got me to replay Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah, that was a disgrace that you didn't appreciate it from the first time around. It's an all.
I spent so much time with my horse just
getting made to do an HBO show.
Is it really?
Yeah.
That would be good because the storyline is so good.
That's what I called it after Last of Us. I was like, Red Dead needs to be the next.
No, I'm just kidding. That didn't happen.
Come on, Spin. Toy with me like that.
Spencer Sauble, do you guys think the Ravens can find opportunities for Kohler to shine? He definitely played well when given opportunity. Yeah.
They're going to play a lot of 12. I don't think people realize I really don't think OBJ is going to play as much as people think. Like, I don't think he's an 80% snap guy.
I think that would be irresponsible.
They're going to play a lot of 12, and it's
I
going
think
to
it would be irresponsible to, especially early, to play Beckham that much. Like, keep him healthy, keep him fresh, play him in high leverage situations, end of games, third down, sprinkle him in on early downs here and there just to mix it up. But
that's kind of what the Rams did with him.
Yes, exactly.
And it worked, and he thrived. It just kept him fresh. And
when you've got a car that has a lot of mileage on it, but it's still a nice vehicle,
he's the Sunday car.
Exactly.
The weekender. You love it. It's a high.
You take the 65 Impala out, on a nice Sunday. You don't drive that to work.
Cherry red. Just take it out for a nice Sunday drive here and there.
Charlie Kohler's like the 1995 Chrysler Concorde. It's just steady. It'll keep running.
Charlie Kohler is a Volvo from 2001. Like he's going to get you where you need to go. Radio's clear. I mean,
I do think like the wide receiver group, they may have the shortest team wide receiver group in the NFL on average. Like they must. They're all 6 foot or under.
Banging this drum a little bit. That's kind of why I was thinking Quentin Johnston a little bit.
But it doesn't matter because they're 3 sick tight ends that are all big.
No, that's true. Also, I think Zay Flowers plays above the rim and Beckham does a little bit. Like it's fine, but it would be nice for a little just diversity. You build the basketball team, as Billick likes to say.
Wait, what did I say at 9:29? Someone said, "What is wrong with you, Cole? How did you not like?"
You didn't like Red Dead 2.
Oh. Just to go back. No, I didn't like the repetitive storyline of just like
the story's a little too long.
It's like, hey, we're outlaws. Let's go to this town. Maybe things will be different. Oh, they don't like us. Let's shoot it up. And then I just got sick of it.
I will give you that. The story is maybe an hour too long, but it's very effective.
But there's also context. It came out in October 2018. Scarlett was born in November 2018. So
that's a killer.
I was at that point when she was a newborn, and I was like, I don't want to go shoot up another town.
It's also very depressing. Like I had trouble getting through it the first time. I was like,
it was very emotional.
Yeah, it's this is
pretty... And you need to binge play it to truly appreciate it. It's like watching a movie, right? Like,
yeah, agreed.
It's less egregious when you put the context in, I think.
No, yeah, it's kind of I do think it was better on playing for me.
I can respect that, Matt says.
I feel like the pace of the draft is slowed down here. I feel like we barreled through picks like 40 to like 55, and now the tempo is just not there.
It's like you get these speakers up here that start to do bits and stuff, and they take all this time. It's like, come on.
It drives me crazy. I hate
your boy Tank Dell. Tank Dell's off the board. There you go.
To Houston?
Yep. They keep him home, baby.
What? I'm just seeing the Lions pick.
Yeah, me too. I mean, that's where they are.
Oh, and they picked Hooker. Okay. I think it's because we got tipped on Hooker.
Yeah, but Houston took Dell, so they just haven't announced it yet.
Good. I'd like to see
Buda Baker tweet from earlier today. Okay. Look, if my dad touched my lady ass on draft night or anytime, I'm checking him, especially if he's still with my mom. Maybe that's just me, though. I didn't grow up with my pop, so maybe that it. Crying emoji, laughing emoji. Also, there is nothing wrong with being a day 2 guy. Just get to work.
Whose family had that happen in March Madness? That caught a lot of publicity.
The pervy dad.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm blanking.
Stroke. Like it was kind of subtle, but like also
was it Chet Holmgren?
I think it might have been, yeah. We got a Jeff Z tweet alert.
Oh. Cornerback still on the board. Is that what he's doing again?
Probably, yeah. He's another position group to watch with the Ravens inside 20 picks is
edge
end / guys with inside outside flexibility. A few guys that are standing.
Mac Harrison, Northwestern kid.
I love the Northwestern kid.
Out of Tomiwa, out of Boware, Ohio State Zach Harrison, Louisville's Yaya Diaby.
I like Diaby too.
Oh, yeah, Diaby fits the 29 years old, runs 4.4, really explosive, can bend the arc.
A little inside versatility too.
Yeah, a little bit. Maybe just because he's 26 and
is he 26?
No, he's 24.
Still, that's old. He's probably gonna die soon. That's what old people do. They die. I'm 31, so I mean, what can I say?
Spenny's almost 30.
It was J.J. McCarthy. That's when that happened.
Wait, do you turn 30 this year, Spenny?
3 months.
3 months.
What's the birthday?
July 12th.
Oh, I wish it was in August.
Why, you want to come down?
I'd come down that weekend, yeah.
Oh wow, it's almost. If only somebody had a birthday in August.
Oh, it's your birthday in August?
Yeah.
No, he just said that.
Why? When's your birthday?
August 24th, same day as one Cal Ripken Jr., one Dave Chappelle.
It's not actually that week, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's the weekend the Jays are playing the O's, and it's training camp.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, that's the weekend I'm aiming for because I want to come down for.
Looks like we got ourselves a plan, don't we?
It's
a whole weekend
I just
celebrating
gotta convince Amanda.
you coming down for that. What a thing. What a thrill for me.
Cole's coming all the way down on the Saskatchewan.
I appreciate it. I mean, you didn't have to, but of course I'll accept it. I will love to have you down. Your own lodging, but listen, we'll figure all that out.
No, my plan is to come down and do like I want to stop in. I go right through Gettysburg if I drive, so I want to stop in Gettysburg, do the touristy shit, come down on like a Sunday.
Good golf course out there.
We got to golf. We got to golf if I come down.
Yeah,
I'll be bringing my clubs.
Yeah.
I haven't gone to the range since I got my new clubs. So tonight was my first round with my new clubs. Triple. Start. I only played 9, so I go triple to start. I'm just spraying it everywhere.
Yeah.
I finish par. So I'm ready to go. I wish I was playing 18 because I would have shot a pretty good back 9. But
what clubs did you go with?
I got the TaylorMade 790 irons from 2 years ago. I got the Sim 2 Max driver 3-wood. I have Callaway. I forget the brand, but they're Callaway hybrids, and then I have Mac Daddy wedges. So mostly TaylorMade, but I think it's some
irons. My irons are stinky.
I love the 790s. They feel they're so light, but they just rip.
I gotta get something light. I've been doing the cavity backs, and they're just like so. It's like swinging a barbarian club. Like it's just, I don't know. I want to get like maybe either those or like maybe a Mizuno or something that's kind of cleaner, not a blade per se, but just like something a little lighter. And
this kid I was playing with, because I just go play by myself, and I usually get matched up with people. He was playing these new Mizunos, and he really liked them.
Mizunos are sweet. Like you're a real player. You play Mizunos.
My guy Gully is just ahead of the game. He's got all the picks in the chat.
He's our tip guy. He's our tip picker tonight. We're throwing it over to him to tip picks.
We like Gully. I like Gully.
We do.
Good dude. New Orleans taking Keandre Miller. That's a weird one. Like the third round, and you have cheerleaders on the stage. It's just too much for me.
Are you just getting too horny over there? You can't handle.
They've just got to. I mean, we were talking about this. I was talking about this earlier with my friends. Like, what do they have going on at the draft? For
imagine spending your Friday night at the draft watching the third round.
It's kind of like the Office. Like, where are they? Like,
well, here's the thing. They have to. So I saw like a bird's eye view of it. There's clearly a side stage, like, you know, in the grassy sort of if you're thinking about like Merriweather, and if you're going to a concert at Merriweather, like the people that are in the grass, like there's another stage for those people. So maybe there's like music going on there or something.
Man, on a Friday,
they did the drone over the people and they were all just standing in the grass. I'm like, if you sold me on this as like, hey, you're sitting out there in your lawn chairs, you can bring your own like drinks and food, and you can kind of sit there. That doesn't sound like a horrible night if it's like a nice night with like all this
but like
stuff going on. But everyone's just standing there like there's a rock concert going on. It's like nothing happening.
Me and Spenny were talking before you guys got on here, and it's like, who are the people? And there have been a lot tonight. Who are the people that are there on a Friday night, and you make a pick of some kid that like maybe you've heard his name once, and you're freaking out on camera like, oh my god, we made this pick.
Maybe it's because I live so far and flying internationally is not like cheap. I don't know if it's cheap to fly in the States like it is Europe, but like the fact that I'm gonna make a marquee trip to go to the draft is like that's absurd to me.
Like I'd do it if it comes back.
Would it make sense? Maybe, and I don't know if this is the case, that like maybe it's teams like season ticket holders, and you get like entered into a thing, and they fly out 30 people, and they're like, all right, for our pick, we're going to move you to the front, and you get to be on camera at the NFL draft, and then move you out of there. Like maybe that's how they do it. But if people are just like buying tickets to like get, it just couldn't be me. And I love the draft.
I love it too, but yeah, that's tough.
I just saw who the Cardinals picked, and I'm fucking brokenhearted right now.
It's literally the perfect TV product, perfect Twitter product. Like I don't need to like.
Yeah, it's a made-for-TV event.
Yeah. It really is like the first made for Twitter event too, I think. One of them.
It's a very good Twitter event.
We're finally on the ticker.
Oh, I see it. Who did the Cardinals pick, Cole? Who were you freaking out about?
Fucking Garrett Williams. I loved him. Oh! Fucking sucks.
What's up with you?
Me?
No, my brother. He's asking what you.
Why is he with you?
No, he's in the comment section.
Oh, what's up, Mike?
I was just saying it's his birthday on Monday.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'll fly down. I fly down for Luke's birthday.
Yeah, for every Luke. I'll one in July too, so you can knock Jess and Spenny out in one night.
There we go. I would have loved Garrett Williams. That would have been such an ideal outcome.
He went to Arizona.
Let's pretend I'm Shaq and I'm not familiar with his game. Can you give me the breakdown on him?
On Garrett Williams?
Yeah.
Yeah, like a weird player when I watched him because I found he was extremely dominant, but he did get hurt. Undersized a little bit, but plays pretty physical. Is that my daughter crying?
Baby monitor.
God, if this interrupts the Garrett Williams breakdown, what a shame.
That would be tough.
It's weird. It doesn't sound like it's like this weird.
You got to get Amanda in the mix here. Like this is a big night for you. Like
yeah. So Garrett Williams, really fluid player, good route recognition, explosive first step. Thought he played well both zone and man. But the big thing for me is he was only 5'10", 192, but played a lot of press coverage. I think he was like top 10 in the NCAA in press man snaps. Really good sidestep to if he was getting a speed release. Really physical through stems. Really good awareness and zone coverage. So even coming off press, he could have played zone well. Just really, I liked him because McDonald likes to do a lot of different things, and I thought he could have done it all. So unfortunate, but versatile player, physical, undersized but physical. Kind of like Zay Flowers. He's the Zay Flowers of corners. There's a tape you can take home.
Just got a Syracuse guy off the board?
Yes. No, Matthew Bergeron.
Oh, yeah.
I think he went 38. All right, we're getting in there. We got the birthday boy, Mike Luke, in the audience here. Love to see it. The early birthday boy. Giants traded up. Okay. I really like Zach Harrison here.
This is a good tweet from Tej Seth. Hendon Hooker to the Lions. It's like PFF, and he quote tweets it. You know, a lot of people go to college for 7 years. Yeah, those people are called doctors. Love a good Tommy Boy quote.
That was a good one.
A little shot at Hendon Hooker there, unfortunately.
All right. Giants, Cleveland, Atlanta, Rams again. 49ers have still not made a pick in this draft?
Really?
Because of the McCaffrey trade?
I
think they're the last.
Yeah, I guess they gave up
after Cleveland.
Yeah, they gave up a lot for him.
This is tough to be like, all right, who's left on the board? It could go any direction. Ravens could be thinking 10,000 things here. A lot of talented ball players left. Could be someone out of left field. But man, Jalen Hyatt still on the board. Cedric Tillman still on the board. Zach Harrison still on the board.
It was my oldest crying because she couldn't find her penguin stuffy.
Uh-oh.
Sounds like you're about to cry.
Because your nose is stuffy.
She's still crying. What the fuck? Wrap your willy. Don't be silly.
Hyatt to the Giants. Let's go.
Hyatt to the Giants. Got a safe sex reference from Cole. I mean,
we're going to go no spoilers for the Ravens pick. We'll cut it off. It goes, I'm going to cut Twitter and comments off after the Tampa Bay pick.
Yeah, that's probably the right time.
Wow, Giants. Darren Waller added. Jalen Hyatt added. They bring back Slayton. All right, there you go. Danny Dimes, cooking with gas. They had John Michael Schmitz. Love that pick. One of my favorite picks in the draft. I like that pick a lot. Now we got the Brownies up. Browns need a little bit of everything. I think interior defensive line is a huge issue for the Browns right now. It's a tough place to go draft someone and expect them to come in and make an instant impact too. I think Jalen Hyatt has a very nice buzz going right now.
Yeah, he's got the Brown Solo Cup going. He's sipping on something.
He looks like he's feeling it. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's a guy
that are like at pick 50 when he's like, I haven't gotten it. He just started crushing drinks.
Yep.
He was just like, screw this. I'm having a good time. I'm slipping in the draft.
Yeah, and I know Taylor just loves the pomp and circumstance and these young men just achieving their dreams. There's nothing better than that for the Smythe man. So I
do. I love a draft. I said that. Did I say this yesterday? I don't remember. Maybe I said it to RDT on Monday. I love like the layout of a person's draft party. Like who's sitting next to you, who's behind the couch. Like, are you doing it at a hotel? Are you doing it at a bowling alley? Are you doing it at your house? I always think that's fun to see what people do there.
I got to go to Jake Funk's draft party. That was pretty fun.
And did
Cedric Tillman to the Browns. Wow. So Hooker, Hyatt, and Tillman all fly off the board. I like Tillman there. They need a big, sturdy boy that can rock the X that allows Amari Cooper to be a little more versatile and work inside a little. But Amari Cooper can work anywhere. So they needed receivers. They need interior defensive linemen. They need a lot of things. Like that.
So a little run on wide receivers. Dell at 69, Hyatt at 73.
Didn't they play at Parliament when Jake got selected? Give up the funk?
I don't think they played anything at the house.
I think they did. Didn't they played? There was a video of you chanting "Give up the funk," and I'm pretty sure
we were chanting a bunch of stuff.
Okay, that's one of my favorite songs, so that's why I asked.
Yeah. There was lots of chants going on. And stuff of that nature.
Roof down.
Stogie's by the pool. He just was like he just had like a air about him of like, oh yeah, like I made it.
Just living life.
Yeah, made a little announcement, thanked everyone for being there, supporting him, whatever.
I was distributing that content from a hotel in North Carolina.
Do you know the name of the cameraman that was there by chance? He was a nice guy.
Alex Grant.
Yep, I was talking to him for a while.
Yep. Now works for the Panthers.
Oh,
yep.
Your coaching tree is just—it's all over the place.
Elite.
Guys
yeah, the Terps have had a lot of good creative people come through. They're all over. But Tony Price was our basketball video guy for a while at the Orioles. Makes a lot of the reason why one of the reasons why the Orioles video has gotten so good is a lot attributed to him. He does a great job. So. You're going after 82. You're going to stop looking at Twitter, Spenny?
Yeah.
After that's Tampa Bay, right?
Yeah, Tampa cutoff. Giants traded up. Moved on up. Got the Falcons coming in. Curious to see how this board plays out. My bold prediction is that someone leapfrogs the Ravens for a corner.
That'll be tough.
DeJuan Jones still on the board. Wow.
God, Kevin Huerter just continues to do nothing for the Kings.
Tough look. Tough look, Kings being up.
They are up. Yeah, they are up 8. That would be a fun Game 7. That Sacramento would be rocking for a Game 7. I would love
absolutely. That. Kevon Looney's rebounding this series has just been so streaky. He's such a wild card. The round mound of San Francisco town. Put up 5, 4, and 4 attempts. All right. What do we got coming in here? New England taking Marte Mapu. I don't know who we're talking about. Falele at guard. Cole and I said last night we think Falele might be cooked in the Monken scheme and was a Roman only.
That'll be unfortunate.
It would. We love Big Dan. But it was what Monken did at Georgia specifically was a little bit similar to what Falele was used to at Minnesota. Washington's still on the board because of his knee.
Watch the Ravens take him.
That'd be so sick.
That'd be so funny.
Yeah, Lucas Van Ness's dad really got after that double tap. I just found the video again.
I saw that video.
Yeah, that's tough, man. We were talking about
1-2.
Pretty good looking dude.
Quick 1-2. It was probably just he's whatever. It was probably so not thought. No thoughts to the head. Just went for a pat somewhere.
Yeah. You know, sometimes
you hate to see it. You hate to see it. Deontay Banks, John Michael Schmitz, and Jalen Hyatt for the Giants. That's a freaking haul.
John Michael Schmitz.
I think I'm leaning strongly towards Darius Rush. I think that's my predicky for this pick. If he's still there.
Big time Rush, huh?
Big time Rush. Adley Rush.
I would break out all my favorite Rush songs, of which there are many.
You wouldn't, not your favorite Big Time Rush songs?
I'm not as familiar with I don't celebrate their entire catalog. I'm more of just a straight up Rush guy. I'm guessing you're a big time Rush guy.
I don't know him that well. The only Big Time Rush song that I can even think of off the top of my head is for some reason when we would end Maryland baseball games on Sundays and they did the autograph sessions after the games, they would always play Worldwide White Big Town Rush during those autograph sessions. And I would always have to tell them to turn it down so we could do our on-field interviews after the game. That is a very specific association, but that is the only Big Time Rush song that I could know the words to. I've been into a lot of pop in my time and a lot of that era, like Disney Channel type of songs. Like I know a lot of that stuff, but Big Time Rush is a little out of my.
It's kind of. It seems if it's not in your wheelhouse, it's adjacent to your wheelhouse.
It's adjacent. No, I 100%. I think there would be a lot of people that know me that would think I would know Big Time Rush songs. I don't think that's crazy.
And nobody would.
Zach Harrison off the board.
Nobody would be shocked that I'm a big Rush guy.
I know a little. I probably know more Rush songs than Big Time Rush songs, but I'm not a big Rush guy. But
Tom Sawyer, Working Man, Fly By Night,
most of it's because here's the thing, most of that is because, you play Guitar Hero and Rock Band and the songs are on there.
Sure,
that's where
I dove deep on them. I think for a little while there in college, I like them a lot.
I had a couple kids that were that I knew in high school that were big Rush guys. Yeah, and my brothers are know their way around Rush.
People like them a lot because of Neil Peart, who's like one of the better drummers of all time.
Yeah. Somebody going to bat for Steven Escaregi going to bat for. Sorry for probably butchering your name. Going to bat for Big Time Rush in the comments. So
Escaregi.
I'll counter by saying, "There's magic at your fingers, for the spirits ever lingers."
Big Time Rush also still tours, which I think is interesting. I that is not something I would have predicted, but they tour.
Wow, good for them. Yeah, I would have thought they would have been long broken up.
Byron Young, Tennessee comes off the board. 4 Vols in the last.
Yeah, a lot of Vols.
9 picks. 9 picks.
Rams.
Big Time Rush is going to be at Merriweather Post Pavilion July 14th.
We should field trip, all 5 of us.
Probably we should maybe think about doing a live pod from that.
Yeah,
not a bad idea.
The third round linebacker from Sacramento State is a very New England Patriots pick, just on the surface level.
Yeah,
I don't know a lot of Marty Mapu's. I don't know a lot about his work, but I'm sure you can fill us in. But that just feels like a Patriots pick.
Incredibly productive. I didn't watch a ton of tape, but I just know he was incredibly productive. I think he set a sack record for his conference, something of the sort. Or not a sack record. Some pass breakup record, something like that. I don't know, but reminds you of course, my God, Kyle Duggar a couple years ago, Lenore Ryan, who's turned into a star for them, 6'3". Oh, as Kyle Duggar's been a really good starter and is about to get paid, like we talked about, Belichick letting go of people. Packers are taking Tucker Kraft, so they've taken 2 tight ends already.
Oh, you were going to mention
a receiver
there.
And a receiver.
News lately.
We're still waiting on the
DJ Mapu as his favorite player in the draft.
Oh, shut up, DJ.
Not a DJ guy, huh?
I am a DJ guy, but of course he is. Of course, that's his favorite player in the draft.
You know what, guys? He's got a really, really good chance to be a really, really good football player for this football team. That's my DJ. A lot of emphasis.
I would say the 2 networks that do the draft have pretty solid desks right now.
Oh, yeah.
And that has not always been the case. God bless Ray Lewis when he was doing the draft.
Oh, boy. That was something. I do miss Coach Shaw on NFL Network.
Yes, he was very good, Coach Shaw. Apparently, he is doing the NFL Plus broadcast. They're like alternate broadcasts. He is on that, is what I read somewhere.
He should have the main billing, I think.
No, he was on there forever.
Yeah, he was.
But like I think Booger sneaky comes to play during the draft. He does a pretty good job.
I like Booger, just not during an NFL game.
No, Booger is great in doses. Like you got to just know where to deploy him.
Booger gets into the shit. He gets into the weeds and tape, and he knows big boy ball with the best of them.
He doesn't even need to. If there was anyone that's gonna like speak in platitudes and like not do their homework and make a 6-figure salary for doing nothing, it's a guy named Booger McFarland. But he actually does do the work, so I respect.
He does do the work for sure. He there was this when the pandemic was raging and they were trying to find anything for content. I don't know if you guys watched. There was like a Peloton like race between like professional athletes, which Justin Thomas and Roy McIlroy were also involved in. Justin Thomas looked like he was dying the entire time. It was so funny. And Booger was absolutely cooking in that thing. Cooking. It was awesome.
Yeah, Booger was crushing that. I remember Booger and PFT had a little rivalry going there for a little while too, I think.
Yeah, Booger was sensational.
They still do, but Big Cat, he tells him that his cholesterol is going to reach a mass. Josh Downs to the Colts. There you go, Cole.
Good pick.
Receiver 11 off the board, maybe.
I was high on him. I had him. Yeah, I would have traded him back and taken him, but
you know what, Zeeg? It's been a long 24 plus hours, and I'm really tired. And we'll get back after it, okay?
Jake hasn't gotten into his Appalachian diction yet.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't. He DJ's like a Cali bro, right? Kind of like at heart, you know. I think he's from San Diego. You know, he's kind of laid back, but also he's got his shit together.
I also kind of enjoy. He's talking about Deion's interviews. I also kind of enjoyed Deion's interviews.
Yeah, we talked about Deion last night. Deion was electric.
Specifically, him doing interviews is electric for sure. Man, interesting couple picks coming up before we got Steelers, Titans, got the Dolphins, Chargers, all ahead of the Ravens here. Steelers could definitely double down at corner after adding Joey Porter Jr. That wouldn't be surprising. Titans, man, what could they not use at this point? I mean, they need offensive line help desperately. Their receiver room's bare. Corner-wise, they could use some help. Harold Landry got injured last year.
I feel like he's always injured.
Let's see. Harold Landry played in missed the entire season. Yeah, it was a preseason injury. Bud Dupree coming off injury didn't, give them what they needed. They signed Jeffrey Simmons to a monster deal. Good for him. Jeffrey Simmons is a beast. Torrey Smith announcing the Ravens pick here.
Oh, that's
Eric Rush is the name that still sticks out to me very much so, and has throughout this draft process. Panthers trading up here.
What sticks out to you?
Darius Rush. I think the Ravens were connected to him at the Senior Bowl, and
were they connected at the hip with him?
Yeah, the double connected at the hip. The Ravens are not hiding their discretion as much anymore,
and still getting their guys.
Still getting their guys.
Any chance they go offensive tackle?
They could. I mean,
DeJuan Jones still on the board, Cole.
Yeah.
That would be a Greg Roman guy.
I already have a big freak I'm trying to develop, but a guy like Nick Silveri, Jalen Duncan, guys that I think
Silveri's the Old Dominion kid.
Yeah. Ass kicker, can play guard. I think. I feel the same way about Jalen Duncan. I think they can both slide inside, but also give you that tackle ability, which the Ravens love.
They do.
Avila, though, like if you want just a true left guard, 6'3", 322, can move, has the foot speed, good core strength. That could be a really good pick. That's a guy that comes in and competes with Cleveland day one. Really noticed him watching Yankee last year.
The combos coming downhill, IZ duo, all that fun stuff. Make a ton of sense.
Yeah. Really depends. they really have the opportunity with Monken to run a lot more zone, really unlock Linderbaum and his Stanley that left side. But is Ben Cleveland the left guard you want on a left side that would be Stanley, left guard, and Linderbaum? I don't know.
DJ Johnson is the pick for the Panthers. We're getting up here. So starting to have some super risers as opposed to the media consensus. DJ Johnson out of Oregon.
Ringo falling is crazy. I hated his tape, so I didn't think he was that good. Really athletic, but just wasn't that good of a football player. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, falling out of the top 50 definitely makes sense. He's certainly sliding a lot.
But big, physical, athletic. He's toolsy. That's what the scouts say. He's toolsy. He's a traits-based projection.
Nice. It's a baseball. It's a baseball projection.
There it is.
Yeah, how many tools does he have?
Like probably 6.
Mm.
Tool belt full.
He's just truly the tool man. Get him a DeWalt NIL sponsorship.
I really like Byron Young to the Rams.
Yes.
Byron Young, a 99th percentile athlete with production at Tennessee and a weird defense. Zeege. Zavala at 86. And for a second, I thought you meant Stetson Bennett. Jacorian is what you're saying.
Either way.
It's like, yeah, got to get that Stetson Bennett in there.
Stetson Bennett would have a never mind, that doesn't make sense.
There we go. All right. As we are cooking on through here. I swear the pace has slowed down so much.
Only 4 away though. Are you off Twitter now?
Once I see the Bucks pick, I'm off. Once I see it, I'm cutting it. That should give me a good little board. We got Daniel Jeremiah's best available. Trenton Simpson from Clemson, uber athletic linebacker. I think linebacker would drive people crazy. My boy Malik Harrison has not been a high impact player. Someone I had a very high grade on. 1-2 grade on him. Coming out of Ohio State.
Who's your highest graded guy left? Spenny.
Probably honestly Rush. I still really like Rush. I think he's a second round kind of guy in a deep class. I think most years Rush is a second round corner. Come on, Tennessee. Yeah, I would say probably Rush, then Adinamiwa Adebore.
Who Chuck Smith was apparently hanging around, connected at the hip of.
Yep, he trained him as well. Clark Phillips, Jordan Battle, Chandler Zavala, and then I would probably put Ringo. Tyler Scott out of Cincinnati was supposed to be a sneaky. People thought he would go in the second round. Definitely a vertical threat. Another light receiver that can burn. All right, what do we got from the Titans here? It's a good point. And I mean, Monken's going to know, especially Washington, and going to have a pretty good beat on Ringo. I'll get pissed, Dante Yates. Are you going to get pissed if the Ravens trade back? If it's out of tonight, yes, I will be frustrated. I will be very frustrated from a pure entertainment standpoint and sunk cost of us streaming for a while. Yes.
That'll be tough. Jason McCourty's doing a stand-up act here too. I mean, like it's a wonder that this thing gets so held up.
Unbelievable. Can we get? I can't find the pick on Twitter still either. My Giants fan friend saying, if you go by John Michael, you're a beast. Titans traded up for Tajay Spears.
Sounds kind of like an Arrested Development character.
Ian saying that knee concerns dropping him to the third.
Who is this?
Tajay Spears.
Derrick Henry replacement?
Pat McAfee ruined the draft. He had that one speech, and now everyone thinks they can do it.
Before him, of course, was Drew Pearson. Just absolutely just soaking it up in Philly.
David Akers.
Yeah, the five. David Akers copied him, and then people started copying. Yeah, that was a whole thing. But Drew Pearson was the original.
Drew Pearson was the original. You're right about that.
I'd like to thank the Eagle fans for allowing me to have a career in the NFL. Thank you. On behalf of the 5-time world champion Dallas Cowboys.
All right, so DaCosta did it again. He stuck out another second round and all the way into the 80s.
He's always bitching about how he doesn't like having a second-round pick, and then he never has a second-round pick. Like literally the first ever draft, he was like, man,
because they refuse to ever part with a first-round pick. So de facto, never have a second-round pick.
Yeah, pretty much.
And obviously, for what it's worth, is the Achilles heel. Yaya Diaby. Wow, if TV beat the Twitter. All right, Twitter's off. Comments are off. We'll see how it plays out.
We still got 3 picks. I mean, you might have a little more time.
That's all right. We'll soak in the experience. So right. Ravens should have a solid option of Clark Phillips out of Utah. Sticky man coverage ability. Projected to play inside more. Played outside a ton at Utah. Utah DBs are helmet scouting awesome. Utah defenders helmet scouting awesome. Corey Trice and Darius Rush, big, long, strong, down to get the friction on, press corners. Both, let's say Rush has a ton of ball production. Trice is a good bit. And other than that, man, Zavala at NC State. Icky Ekwonu's Sicky Icky left guard combo blocking. Fun man. Broncos trading up here. It'll be interesting to see if the Ravens take a running back like the A-Chain. Fun because of what is the Amazon Prime superhero show? I can't think. The A-Train.
Is that The Boys?
The Boys.
The A-Train is kind of the fast guy, right?
Exactly that. And the A-Chain is a borderline Olympic level sprinter.
Is that how you pronounce it? I thought it was Sean.
I think it's actually like Devin Achani, Achan, something like
that. I've never heard it pronounced.
I like A-Chain just personally.
The A-Chain.
The A-Chain. All right, Broncos. Let's see what you got.
Hey, guess what? I've heard of this guy named Roquan Smith. The Ravens got a pretty good second-round pick tonight.
Who's that? Who is that?
Just saying, they got their guy. Purple face emoji, fire emoji, dollar bill with wings emoji. Drake
Dollar bill.
Yeah. Zach, that pronunciation guy does nothing for me, by the way. I appreciate the effort, but that doesn't help. Oh, okay. It is A-Chain. Thank you, Matthew. It's okay, Zeke. Nice try.
I know my shit. I know my Nigerian fucking pronunciations. You know that I do too. You know that I nail those.
I got to keep you on your toes. Somebody's got to bring you down a peg or two here and there.
I hate getting pegged. Hate it.
No, you don't. All
right.
Said that we wouldn't talk about that publicly.
All right, we're shutting it down here. Come on, Broncos. Picks are at this point they just get to where it's like the clock doesn't exist anymore. They just say the pick is in, keep us on our toes a little bit.
Well, it's only 2 picks. We'll make it.
We will most certainly make it. We got Brian Hellcamp. Happy draft night, fellas. Happy Easter. Happy Christmas. We're here. We made it.
Thanks for joining.
All the way through 3 hours and 16 minutes into the draft here.
Some good numbers too.
Definitely some good numbies. Subscribe, follow, like, send us your prized family cows and goats. All right. Who do we got announcing the Broncos pick here?
I don't know who this is.
I want to see more of Terrell Davis out and about.
But yeah, I feel like we don't see him a ton anymore.
He did his rounds.
Oh, it's your boy. It's Seahorn.
There we go. The Great White Hope.
That's wild, man.
Twitchy, huge production, struggled versus Marvin Harrison Jr.
They didn't
say that for a lot of corners.
Yeah, they didn't give the cliches I would expect. Good for them.
They're too self-aware now, and they're so self-aware that they're unaware that it's what we want now.
He also does look like they're describing. I'll give them that credit.
No, he's twitched up. He's a star track athlete.
Yeah, he looks kind of like
Cole said it well. He's not someone you want transitioning downfield primarily. You want him eyes working downhill.
Yeah, I compare him maybe a lot to like a Troy Apke. That's the comparison I would make.
Seahorn,
maybe an Eric Little, yeah, like something like that.
There are over 1,000 draft live streams making that joke currently, and we are one of them.
Yeah, you have to do it though.
Pick is in for the Dolphins. All right, getting there. We're getting there. Again, Monken should have the inside scoop on Washington and Ringo.
A-Chain
to the out of Boire, out of Northwestern would make a ton of sense. The A-Chain, Darius Rush, Chandler Zavala. Man, oh man, Jordan Battle or Tank Bigsby could come out of left field here.
I like Bigsby.
Jalen Johnson, Texas A&M. Shock the world, Jacory Bennett. Another one I like, Moro Ojomo out of Texas. Super disruptive, versatile interior defensive lineman. And can really string him along. Kind of reminds you of Brody Washington with a little more get off. If the Ravens draft a receiver, what do we do?
I'm going to be so happy because they need one. They need to keep adding. They need to bring this position into
I think Roschon Johnson would be sick. I think that's the pool of players, I'll say. Then another tall, long corner, Terrell Smith out of Minnesota. I didn't watch a ton of his tape, but long arm, physical, press corner.
Yeah, I have no idea what they're going to do.
All right. Chargers pick is in.
They only have 1/4, right?
Yes.
Okay. Is it 1/4, 1/5, 1/6?
They have 86, 124, 157, and 199. Yes. So they have a third, a fourth, a fifth, and a sixth. They just didn't have a second or a seventh, and that makes their 5 picks.
Previous 86th overall picks: Marshall Yonda, Tom Zibikowski, and Mark Andrews. That's a pretty fucking solid list right there.
Zibikowski, the drunk Irish boxer.
Yeah, that poor guy. I hope he's doing okay. Good player.
He was fun. Just him, Haruki Nakamura, Jim Leonard. That was such a sick. Dwan Landry. Dwan Landry is one of the most underrated Ravens of all time by far.
Dwan Landry was good.
His brother, just a juiced up version of him, just addicted to the juice.
Yeah, that Landry family was something.
I'm all in. I like Darius Rush, number 1. I like Chandler Zavala. I like Clark Phillips. I like.
Well, are they?
Running back would probably be funny. I think
I'm good. Like,
I think you can still get good backs later.
I think running back would be wild here, but you never know.
Let's give J.K. Dobbins one fucking shot here. Like, you know,
but that doesn't even matter. Like, you could draft a running back here that like has like 60 touches this year.
Yeah, but then pick somebody that's going to be more productive elsewhere, like cornerback.
Someone gets hurt, Gus Edwards gets hurt, then that 60 turns into 100, 120.
But you can manufacture it at running back more.
Yeah, you could draft one later. So I think at this point, you know, a corner makes too much sense. Receiver and corner were the odds-on favorites, and we heard John Harbaugh say that the Ravens love this corner class. They think they're starters. I think he said there's 20 guys that they think could start.
I'd prefer corner.
Oh, wait. A-Chain went to the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. That's scary. That's very scary.
I thought you picked up on that when I said
Raheem Mostert. I'm just like mind blanking because I've been thinking about the Ravens.
Where do you guys have the Ravens?
Where you guys good comparison?
Where are your guys' clocks right now? I'm gonna see how far.
I'm at 47 seconds.
I'm at 32.
I'm at 56.
We're all off the chain here. All right, I'll wait for
you guys. Will wait for my reaction.
I'll wait for you two schmucks. No,
you already got it, Jake?
No. I'm on 18 seconds. Still no pick. But it's on fucking commercial, so God forbid.
God, would a trade be brutal?
That would be terrible. Maybe they won't pick.
Pass.
Pick is in.
There you go. ESPN sitting on commercial.
Dolphins have the most ridiculous 4x1 team in the NFL by far.
That I was going to say the same thing. They that would be.
Zavala.
That would be a fun thing for the NFL to do. Every team brings their best 4x1 team. That would be.
I think that's what the Pro Bowl should be. That's what the Pro Bowl should be. Fastest man in the NFL, 4x1. They should have like a 325 bench contest or like a 450 squat contest. That would be sick.
The Pro Bowl is kind of starting to do that stuff too.
They did. I thought the flag football was pretty fun.
All right. So we got Ringo, Rush, Zavala, Trenton Simpson, Northwestern edge lineman. What do we got, Torrey Smith? What do we got?
Are they announcing our pick on your feed?
No one up yet. I'm watching Tajay Spears highlights.
Yeah, this is fucking stupid. Come on, NFL Network.
It's going to be another minute and a half.
Sick.
Yeah, ESPN's on commercial, so.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I think like it seems like they build their broadcast around some of the shenanigans that are going on there. Like as much as I want to blame the broadcast, I'm pretty sure they're like doing nonsense with the crowd and stuff that prevents the picks from being announced. All right, here we go.
Torrey Smith. I see him walking. I don't see a pick anywhere.
I don't see anybody walking.
He's an.
I just see just a lack of walking. Just no. Oh, now he's walking for me. What do we got here, Torrey? I love Torrey Smith. What a guy.
Thank you. He's not. You know this is going to be short and sweet too.
He got some good EDC love in there. Trenton Simpson, linebacker, Clemson. Can't say that I had on the old bingo.
Wow. Were we not spoiling? I mean, come on.
Oh, shit. I'm sorry.
You are ahead.
What a tough scene.
Trenton Simpson. Simpson's a guy that got a lot of first-round buzz. He's a will linebacker. Simpson can run and hit. Super, super, super versatile in coverage. Long arms. A little bit of a bigger, longer version of Patrick Queen. I don't know what this means for Patrick Queen immediately, but Trenton Simpson, a damn good football player. High coverage ability. Devin White, they show as a comp here. That's funny. I like that.
Yeah, that seems like the future Patrick Queen replacement. So not
his block deconstruction, stuff like that. I mean, it kind of fits the mold of Queen and Smith. You want to be running side to side. 49ers trading up here. You want him to be able to run side to side. He can blitz aggressively, those kinds of things. His block deconstruction is not his strong suit here, but being able to play in a deceptive role, working games with defensive line makes a ton of sense. Super talented player. Slid a ton. Probably top on the consensus board, on Mel Kiper, on anyone's board you look at, was probably a top 50 player. So I think that fits the wow he fell to the Ravens. Linebacker, not what you maybe see coming, but he's a big, long, strong dude who can fucking run and hit. So makes a ton of sense, especially, with Roquan Smith playing that Mike locked up and Patrick Queen, not locked up. Eric Tecasa said there might be some news about Patrick Queen here. I think that Simpson was a 5-star, 4-star, high 4-star, if not 5-star, all ACC guy. Huge, like high leverage Clemson star player this past year. And man, linebacker.
Interesting. Yeah, didn't have it, like I said, didn't have it on the bingo card. I don't love it for 2023 as we sit here. But either way, I mean, it's Patrick Queen's not going to be here for the long term. So I'm fine with it from that respect. Would have preferred cornerback, but board fell a little weird. People don't love the Ringo medicals. Okay, all that's fine. Yeah, I'm Miami Dolphins guy right now. It's okay. All right, shrugging my shoulders.
I'm interested more prototypical size.
I'm interested to see what they do at corner now.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's the question after this pick. So maybe that was a good breakdown. I mean, the Ravens do like in the middle rounds, it feels like taking guys with some pedigree, and this is a guy with pedigree.
It reminds me of Matt. It reminds me of Matt Abike a little bit. Matt Abike kind of slid, wasn't maybe the hot, was a high profile guy at A&M, but not in the draft scene necessarily.
For whatever it's worth, I listened in on the ESPN analysis, and Kiper just blows EDC every time. So it's great every time Kiper comes on, but had him 35 on Kiper's board. So for whatever that's worth for the most famous draft analyst on the planet, had him 35 from Calvert Hall College High School. What's the Ravens' next pick? I should know that, and I'm just
124. It's not tonight.
Myself. It's not tonight. Obviously not tonight. Yeah. There's still. I mean, maybe some of those corners continue to fall to that spot.
Could be. Yeah.
We talked about Rush. We talked about liking Bennett. We talked about liking Phillips. I mean, you never know.
Price. One of the. I mean, yeah.
Or do they go get a veteran guy? Or they go get a veteran guy? Or Marcus Peters is coming back.
I think you can still, and that was my big take, is that you can still find guys in the 3rd and 4th round at corner that can probably start in year 1. So we're at the end of round 3. There's like probably 105, 104 is probably the cutoff there. We're going to see backs come off the board. We're going to see some other positions, linebackers, things like the Ravens just took a linebacker, of course. So they must feel like they're still in position to maybe make a move later, something like that. Or
there's your guy. There's Tank Bigsby.
The only immediate impact needs for 2023 were wide receiver and cornerback. So if they can get a Rocky Sin in the house, then I'm going to feel perfectly fine. Even somebody just kind of similar to a Fuller type situation, because they're set at wide receiver, I feel like, at this point. So you fix that up, I'm totally fine with. I wouldn't even call Simpson a luxury pick because it's going to be a need after Queen is gone, but I'm fine with it if they can figure that out.
Queen could very well be gone. I mean, we shall see.
I keep him for this year. That would be my preference.
You know how I feel about Patrick Queen. I love Patrick Queen. I love where he's at. Love the way he was able to work through adversity. A personal favorite of mine. Personal favorite player. So
friend of the show too. Like friend of ours. And yeah, like keep him for this year and then like let him become a 3rd round compensatory pick. Like.
So stock with Zay Flowers, a receiver, someone they were linked to, and then a little bit of the BPA curveball up in the 3rd round here.
Let's stock Ravens is what that is. The Trenton Simpson pick. That is that's like 2011. Like, I don't really know much about this guy, but if they're picking him, I trust him. Like that's kind of what that is. It feels like a throwback pick in that respect.
Zay Flowers, I wasn't going to get into tape a ton. I already got into it. I already had some videos, whatever. I think people know a lot about Zay Flowers, have their own opinion formulated. But going to be getting deep into Trenton Simpson here, who I watched a bit. I watched just because I watched Murphy, I watched Breezy, I watched Simpson a little bit, kind of just trying to take all of them in at once, and picking up on KJ Henry, the other edge there too. So we'll be getting into it. Mel Kiper had him as his top-rated linebacker, 35 best prospect overall. And again, Justin Madubuike was like exactly that. On most boards, he was like a top 40 player. Slides into 72, 73 maybe. Let's see, what was Justin Madubuike taken? He was the 71st pick in 2020. So I think that kind of reminds me of that. We have Courtney Upshaw in here. That same kind of thing, take a high BPA guy. So we shall see. I understand that they really like the value of off-ball linebacker. They like positionless defense. When we hear Joel Klatt again, one of my favorite, the most concise, confident ways of putting the priorities of Mike McDonald's defense. He said they want to build a wall against the run. They want to set a firm edge included in that wall. Then they want to be able to rush the passer and then have their second-level defenders be incredibly versatile, confusing, force quarterbacks to hold the ball. Any of them can blitz. Patrick Queen tweeted out, "Sheesh." Hate to see that.
He did the popcorn gif a couple days ago too.
He did. I think that was for Lamar.
Could have been, yeah. Why are you tweeting in all caps?
I said at the beginning of the night I was going to leave it on all caps.
Oh, okay.
You remember that?
I do now. Because
it honestly, I think, is getting a ton of engagement, which is not what I expected, but it makes sense.
Okay.
That'll catch the eye on the old draft board. I hate the idea of Patrick Queen not liking this pick. I hate it.
Of course he does. Of course he doesn't like it. And of course he's going to talk about it. That's who he is, and that's okay. And we like that. And it's going to be fine. You know who likes it? is both of our man crush. One, Connor James Rogers. Ravens love speed in the middle of the field. Simpson can absolutely fly. That makes me feel good.
That's exactly right, though. Like what they built with Queen and Smith, that's what Simpson can come in and do as well. Arguably a more explosive, like speed player. Queen's headiness pre-snap can allow him to be super fast. He ran 4.5. He's fast, but Simpson is like even a hair more explosive and a larger dude. So I love Patrick Queen coming out of LSU. I think he was so fucking good on the Ravens this past year. Flashed over the first 2 years. Hopefully this isn't the end, but it means that it probably is. So hate that. Patrick Queen for life. That's my boy. Loved that pick. Loved him. Wrote multiple articles about him. So hate to see that, but hey. And again, they don't take a guy like Ringo there, Monken with the inside scoop there, I would assume, to some heavy capacity. And here we go. So, no, it happens. I mean, guys get fucking drafted into the position where it happens. So I think a lot of people probably fell in love with the idea of a corner right there, a receiver corner. But hey, rock you in. Go get a 4th-round corner. Still going to be somebody on the board. One of the names we mentioned, liking Caillou Blue Kelly, another one that will definitely probably be there. Stanford of Rush and Trice and Caillou Blue Kelly and Jones out of A&M and all those guys. So an interesting pick, and I'm gonna get into it tonight. I'm gonna get into that film tonight. Linebacker's my favorite play to watch, my favorite position to watch, favorite position to scout, break down, position I love the most. The reason I love football is because of linebacker play. So. Hate it for Patrick Queen. Love it for the scouting purposes, and we'll see if we like the pick once I really get into the weeds on Simpson. Because I think linebacker is you can kind of see if a guy's got the fundamental block deconstruction and idea of how to take on contact. Clemson, I hate their defenders because a lot of times they just hurl themselves with little technique into big car crash collisions, and then you get to the NFL and you can't do that unless you're like fucking Micah Parsons or something. But
we talked about these Clemson defenders the other night. Is there a little smoke and mirrors there?
I'm not a huge Clemson defender guy necessarily, especially front 7-ish. I did like Cleveland Farrell a lot, but another linebacker comes off the board out of Texas, Demarion Overshone, another run and hit guy. So
yeah.
Gully squad going off here.
He's been
comments.
Just empty.
Been our MVP of the night in the comments here.
Love it. All right. Well, is that all we got?
Guess that's all we got, fellas. Guess Coliosis has turned in for the evening in some capacity too. So Trenton Simpson, we're gonna get into it. We'll see. A little curveball there to keep us on our toes from Eric DaCosta. If he seemed like the Ravens were pretty fired up, Simpson seemed like he was pretty fired up. Guy that was highly regarded. Probably.
Yeah, his reaction was awesome. His reaction was awesome.
It was. So I'm sure he, Red Star, team captain, interviewed well, all those kinds of things. So if he's got the block deconstruction in any capacity, then I like the pick. I like adding good football players. And man, thank God that they got a fast linebacker in the event that they need one to chase down the A-chain in fucking Miami this year, because that offense is going to be scary. I love that pick right before. And hopefully we get another year of Patrick Queen. That'd be sick. And you get, a young explosive player who can play some special teams, coming in some sub packages for you. Maybe rush the edge a little bit. Maybe we'll see. I guarantee the Ravens are going to say they like his versatility to be able to rush the passer. They like their linebackers to rush the passer, whether they're doing it from a standing 5 tech or a true, Mike, Will, Sam, whatever you want to call it. So we'll see. Guess that's what we got.
Best player available. So yeah, I'm good with it. Would like to see a move at cornerback. We speculated
a name that also, it felt like that. I think now I'm going through Jeff's tweets here. Jeff was going out of his way to mention him. He might have. Yeah, there was probably something going on there. Clearly the Ravens were eyeing him up. He 20 minutes ago tweeted, still available. It was the first name he mentioned. Then 35 minutes ago, Ryan Mink tweets, 8 picks till the Ravens are on the clock and these players are available. Then Zrebeck goes out of his way to say, I'd also add inside linebacker Trenton Simpson and Louisville DN Yaya Diaby. So Diaby went. And so I think it was like the Ravens were just sitting there like, we're taking Simpson's by far the highest rated player on our board in a ridiculous capacity, well above any of those corners. We're going to take him. So if you're a longtime Ravens fan, you love BPA. You love BPA.
Some of you.
But
yeah, that's I guess that's what we got. That was a good night of streaming. It was definitely more low key than last night, and that's a good thing. I think we had quite a day yesterday. It was a tremendous day in all facets, and this was a little bit more low key. It was a little bit more of a stock kind of Ravens best player available pick, but you get a good linebacker, a guy that's going to fly all over the field, and who showed some great emotion. To your point there, Taylor. So Trenton Simpson is your newest Baltimore Raven, and that's great to see.
Do we want to real quick before we go? What tomorrow? You'd think one of these picks has got to be a corner at some point. Offensive line depth, maybe, and then Spenny, you talked about a running back. I don't think that's out of the question either. Just to throw someone into the fray there as well.
I believe
Depending
running back
on the value.
I believe running backs in the fold, and if they get a close BPA. They don't have any. They have Justice Hill next year. He's the only one under contract next year. So I hate that. I feel like the Ravens hate that. They want to run the football. They want to have some contingency there. They probably, J.K. Dobbins certainly could re-sign with the Ravens, and I think he's worthy of it. If he has a healthy year, it's going to be a monster fucking year. The dude's insane and clearly so hungry to do so hungry to get paid, but gotta have backs. And I think this draft shows that the running backs don't matter is bucking back to showing that, hey, by the way, we need to be able to run the football, especially in this too high world. And if we can hurt defenses, we can open up hurt defenses in the ground game. We can open up explosive plays over top again. Otherwise, we're going to have the lid on, going to have to drive down the field, going to have high-level quarterback play, all that stuff. So, yeah, I think those all make sense.
Cool. There you have it. Yeah, to complete it, and then I'll let you get it out of here, Jake. It does feel like a classic best player available pick. I think to your point, Spenny, it potentially says something about Patrick Queen. But look, at a certain point, you just want to put, guys like this on your team in today's NFL. That fast in the middle of the field, can fly around. I like it. The pedigree is there with Clemson as well. This is an EDC we trust pick. And maybe they love, and to finish with that, maybe they love the depth at corner, and maybe they feel like when they look at the board, they can corner and get down there. They feel like they can contribute.
Cole and I said a hard time. Rockison, we are very strongly feeling is a Raven.
Yeah, but we also talked to, and you and Cole really did it. You guys are the ones that have the knowledge. You guys probably mentioned 12 corners over the course of the night that you were like, oh yeah, sure. So it's not. There's a lot of guys there,
and they're all like a lot of them are still there.
Yeah. So
and I'm fine with saying like, hey, like this guy that we're going to pick in the third round, maybe we don't want to like put all of our eggs in the basket of him being the cornerback too. Let's maybe try and get a Yasin, and then we'll get a guy on day 3, and we'll just go best player available here if that trumps whichever cornerbacks are available. And it seems like that's what happened. So
yeah, but yeah, I love the speed in the middle of the field. I just think when that can really change things. So sure, let's do it. We're feeling. The Ravens can do no wrong. Lamar, Zay Flowers. Whatever. Do whatever you want, Ravens. Take whoever you want.
I am dong-bonging all the purple Kool-Aid right now. You can't bring me down. I don't want to come back down from this cloud.
The other thing that we talk about with corner, I know people are obsessed with corner, and I'm obsessed with corner to a certain extent. Like, there are still a ton of young corners on the roster. So, like, that
Darnell Washington to the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, that also factors in.
I don't like that with Freiermuth. That's a lethal combo. Good thing they just got a fucking high-level man coverage linebacker.
I hate that.
And on that note, take us out, Jake.
Okay, yeah. Cool. Well, yeah, tough note to end it on. But thank you guys for tuning in again for our night 2 coverage. This was a lot of fun again. Night 1 was a ton of fun as well. Hope you guys all tuned into that. We had a bunch of good guests coming through. It was a great little sort of continuation of the happy hour series, which we're going to be doing a lot more of that moving forward, because it's just so much fun to do. And it's great engagement. You guys are always great participating in it. So thanks for doing that. And yeah, it's all much appreciated. So, subscribe to us on YouTube if you haven't already at Exit 52 Podcast. You can find us on Twitter and Instagram at Exit 52 Podcast as well. Always pumping out our stuff, trying to grow it there. As far as everyone here, you can follow Taylor on Twitter at TaylorSmythe10. Spencer's at Ravens 4 Dummies. That is the number 4. My name is Jake Luke, and you can find me at Jake Luke. That's Louque. Thank you guys for another successful couple days as far as draft coverage goes. We're going to have some instant analysis going on. I don't know if it's going to be tomorrow or if we're just going to kind of do a full thing on Sunday night, wrapping up the full draft kind of in a bird's eye view. We're going to kind of figure it out. I'm going to be on the golf course tomorrow. It's been a long couple days here, and maybe we'll decompress a little bit, then we'll come back to it, but we'll see about it. So stay active, stay in tune with us, and let's keep these good vibes rolling here. Thursday was an amazing day. Today was great too. And let's keep it rolling. Thank you guys for listening in, and we will call it right there.
See you.
Arrivederci.